Well, an absolutely beautiful evening here in Middletown, New York, the Orange County Fair Speedway. This is the legendary House of Power back for the third time. Yeah, it's almost July for the third time of the 2020 racing season here at this legendary House of Power. Boy, another great night of stock car racing. Big block modifieds, and of course the Sportsman are back in the house tonight here at the Orange County Speedway for just a phenomenal night of stock car racing. Intense track preparation has been going on all week long. They've reworked the track a little bit. They think they've got the slight and dust problem that we had last Saturday night fixed. Of course, opening night, a little bit dusty. Last Saturday night, a lot less dusty. Went to work with our dermatologist, our track dirt crew this week, and boy, I'll tell you what, they reworked the hard clay out there. Should be rip-raring and ready to go for hot laps in just about 10 minutes from now. You're joining us live here at the Orange County Fair Speedway in Middletown, New York. Of course, this is our 101st season of competition here on the campus of the Orange County Fairgrounds. And what a night it's going to be. Joining us up here in the broadcast booth tonight, he's normally behind the wheel of a small block modified. Now, the small blocks aren't on the schedule tonight. We're talking about Patrick Reiser. Patrick, of course, is a up-and-coming rising star in small block modified racing at the Orange County Speedway. He'll be taking in the action from the other side of the fence tonight. Patrick, welcome to paradise.
This is absolutely a perfect way to describe it. This is paradise, Tim. I got to let you know, I've been here all my life every Saturday night, and I've never to experience something quite like this before. I'm very excited to be here, and I can't thank you guys enough.
Well, you get a little better view than you do inside of a race car.
That's true.
Okay? It's a lot less dirty, not quite as noisy. Now, I mean, if you want, we can open the door, and, of course, we can throw some dirt in your face and stuff and make you feel like you're right back at home. But, yeah, this is the other end of the wall and part of the area of the Speedway that not a whole lot of people get a chance to see. Now, you're in a sea of wires up here. You probably think you're in a land of spaghetti or something.
Yes.
But, they're doing a great job. This is the live streaming, of course, coming through live all across the world, actually.
Yep.
Got people tuning in from even overseas and abroad. And we're thanking them, of course, for allowing us to come into their house this evening. And
Absolutely.
we welcome them to our house, the legendary House of Power, as we've nicknamed it some 35 years ago here in Middletown, New York. And we said before, track prep crew doing last-minute preparations on the surface itself. They've already had a drivers meeting a little while ago over there in the half-covered grandstands. And, of course, we're in the middle of the pandemic all across the United States, but boy, here in New York, we literally got spanked really hard in the months of April and May, and that abbreviated our racing season. So if you're just picking up live for the first time in our live streaming pay-per-view broadcast, we thank you for tuning in to us here at the Orange County Speedway. And if you've never been to the legendary House of Power, what you see tonight is, of course, it's a 5/8 mile hard clay super speedway, just reworked as far as the clay surface is concerned back in the midway point of the 2019 racing season, and has produced some of the absolute best racing in the northeastern part of the United States. And we're getting ready for our big block modifieds, which is the granddaddy of all dirt track divisions, and we're proud to have a great field of big blocks, not only tonight but all season long here at the Orange County Speedway. So again, if you've never been to the Orange County Speedway, we have something very unique here. And our broadcast, of course, thanks to the COVID pandemic, has been a little bit abbreviated because the whole campus has kind of been turned upside down. Usually our pit area is in the infield. The pit area has been removed from the infield. Now, that's actually a plus for the people in our backstretch drive-in.
That's
Here
right.
at the Orange County Speedway, it's just like going to a drive-in on a Saturday night, except you don't fall asleep behind the wheel of the car watching some boring movie. This is nothing but nonstop excitement from green right down the checker to the last race of the night. We have a backstretch drive-in that can pick up the PA announcements all evening long on their FM car radio, 107.7 of the FM. We've taken, by virtue of the COVID pandemic restrictions, we removed the pit area from the infield, gives the backstretch drive-in an unobstructed view of the Orange County Speedway. A lot of times if you're in the first or second row of the backstretch drive-in, you kind of have a hard time seeing over the top of the haulers.
It's hit or miss.
It's not like that now anymore because we can get an unobstructed view of the Orange County Speedway. If you're in the backstretch drive-in, you're picking us up, of course, on your car radio, 107.7. The pit area has been removed from the infield to behind the grandstands. This is normally where the race fans park, but due to the COVID restrictions, we cannot have any people in the grandstands as of yet. We're hoping somewhere down the line, maybe in a month or so, those restrictions are lifted and we can bring the people back into the grandstands. But as of right now, of course, it's either backstretch drive-in, at home on your easy chair in our live streaming pay-per-view broadcast. If you're in the pit area, which is now, as we mentioned, behind the full-covered grandstands, we do allow 3 members from the pit crew to come into the half-covered grandstand area, which is down just out of turn number 4, and they can view the races when they're drivers on the Speedway from that area only. That's the only people you'll see in the grandstand tonight. They will be social distancing, or I like to call it unsocial distancing, because if you've got to be 6 foot away from somebody, there's nothing social about that. That's unsocial, but okay.
Yep.
Call it what you want.
Yep.
6 foot away. We've
That's
got all
right.
the mask requirements and stuff as well. So, like we said, it's kind of a 3D. We're calling it a 3D broadcast because what we'll be hearing tonight is us announcing to the Backstretch Drive-In, us announcing to the folks in the live streaming pay-per-view, and us announcing to the pit area. Because the only way they can hear us is either by virtue of 107.7 FM, or we do have 5 or 6 large speakers behind the grandstand. So if we yell loud enough, they can hear us. But if you're way up there near
Carpenter Avenue,
you really can't hear us. A lot of the pit areas and a lot of the race teams have the 107.7 FM transmitter dialed in as well. So
and
no matter where you are, you're going to hear us announcing tonight. You might say, well, now why did he say it that way? Well, that's because we've got literally a 3D broadcast tonight, announcing to 3 different markets at one time. So we hope we do the best for you all night long, but just understand if you hear something you don't quite understand why we're saying it that way, it's because we've got 3 different markets to announce to all evening long, and we'll do our best to do that here tonight. So, Patrick, you can offer us some color commentary, because I know a lot of times race fans, either at home or in the backstretch, they've never been behind the wheel of a race car. They don't know what it's like, and boy, is it ever something different or what?
It is. And, when you look, I watched the broadcast last night, from last week, and, the broadcast does a really good job of displaying the track and the multiple grooves that you were talking about before. In the car, you just simply cannot see it, or you need to train your eye to. So somebody like Anthony Perego, who is very used to and is very comfortable running up top, running down low, through the middle if he has to, he has his eye trained for that, that color change in the track, and this seat right here, like we talked about before, does a really good job of kind of displaying that and making sure everybody gets a good view of it.
Well, of course, we'll be tapping your resources all night long, because, like I say, a lot of times the situation may occur, and I myself have had limited time behind the wheel of a stock car, and it was anything but successful. So we might be tapping your resources to explain to us what might be going on inside that car, what might be going on underneath the hood, what type of strategy might be played out, not only on the car's part, but on the driver's behalf, too. Because sometimes you got to do some really quick thinking and upset your game plan in a hurry.
That's right. And, as much as it can be thought out, a lot of this is by the seat of your pants. Anthony Perego and like Brett isn't racing anymore, but he's a really valuable part of the team here. They've got a lot of laps, they've got a lot of time behind the wheel, and someone like me or another rookie or someone who's just starting out, that's where you're at a disadvantage, because you may encumber a situation where you haven't been in before, so you got to do the best you can. But
now you've had about 4 years or 5 years here so far?
Correct. Yeah, I couldn't start until I graduated college and had a job, and I could pay for it. So yeah, I've been.
Well, you better have a really good job. I'll tell you what.
No. Dad and I split it. I'm a teacher, so I've been teaching 5 years now, and I've been racing for 5 years. I started in the rookie class, and when we ran out of time there, we just decided to jump up right to the small block. So I've been driving small block for 4 years now.
So you're both on the old track surface and then the new track surface midway through last season, and what type of difference was that?
Oh my goodness! So the best way I can describe the new track surface I'll start with the old track surface. It was almost like driving down a highway where if you turn your wheel on the highway, if you veer left or right, your car is going to go that way. Right, it was very sticky. It was very abrasive. So there was a lot of traction there. So trying to jostle for the inside lane, that was key. The new track surface is almost like you're hydroplaning or you're driving on snow. Wow. There's a lot less traction. And I talk with Tommy Meyer all the time, because that's who I grew up with. He's a guy that kind of mentored me, and it's almost we say all the time where if you have a bad race car, there's no hiding here. There's no so if you miss on a setup, or you don't dial enough wedge in, or you don't make the necessary adjustments, it's going to show on this new track surface, and the driving ability is going to show as well.
To be able to use that extreme outside lane that a handful of drivers are making popular and famous here at the Orange County Speedway, you really got to have all your marbles in one basket as far as setup goes. I mean, if you go up there and your car's not set up, are you coming out?
Well, the answer is yes and no. There are plenty of guys that make their living making a okay race car great, and I'm sure you can name a few.
Sure.
But if your car is not set up for it and you're not prepared for it, you might be taking a trip to Barron's or East Coast or somewhere else where you buy your parts.
Charge card in hand. Right.
That's right. Yes. And that's why I think watching Stu Friesen is as exciting as it is, because he turns a race car that is probably pretty good and makes it extraordinary.
And even when he screwed up, like last year in the Centennial race, when he glanced off that second turn wall, and he was up on 2 wheels, came back down, landed on all 4 like a cat falling from a tree. But boy, I'll tell you what, that right front was bent. He still manhandled her home to a phenomenal finish.
Yeah, and that's and I was sitting in the turn 4 bleachers, and I saw it happen, sparks flying, and I didn't think he was going to do it, and that's what makes a good driver great.
So many people thought it was a yellow flag circumstance, and it wasn't. He kept going. I mean, he came right back down, and it was like there was no brake in that car. It was just all gas. He fell from that tree and right back on the gas
and kept going.
Wow. And you saw it at the end of the race that the right wheel was really bent. The spindle had to be tremendously bent. Funny it didn't break off.
Yeah.
Yet, he still manhandled her home to a great finish.
Yeah, and that's and I was talking to Tom before I came up here, and he is just so entertaining to watch. There's no doubt about it. So.
Well, now I got to ask you this, of course. Our one of our track PR people and track statistician, John Snyder, is sitting over here. Now, John was a school teacher too in his lifetime, and he often used racing as part of his daily schooling.
Lesson,
so, tell you what, we're going to take just a brief break here. Going to stay tuned on some action that was happening behind the scenes earlier this afternoon. We'll be back to pick up on that now.
Hi, I'm Gabriella Manmiller, and we're here at Orange County Speedway, and we're here with 3 generations. With Father's Day coming up tomorrow, we wanted to get the father and sons involved. So here we have Mr. Higbee. Mr. Higbee, how did you get involved in racing, and when?
I got involved in 1965. I got a car, but I didn't race it until '66, and it's all I've ever known. I love the races, and it's what I do.
So did you start racing yourself, and then you kind of passed the generation on?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. There were other drivers and stuff in between, but then when my son got old enough, then he drove. Yeah.
So did you retire then once you started?
No. I retired way before he started. I only drove for a couple of years.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Jerry, then when did you start?
I started in 1991, and my dad and my Uncle Gary owned cars since the 60s, and they had a whole bunch of drivers in their car. Bobby Botcher when I was a little kid, then his son Stevie Botcher raced it, and they had Frank Cozy in their car and all that. And pretty much when Stevie Botcher was kind of ending his career with us, I started racing. I was 18 or 19 years old in 1991, and that's when I got started. And then a few years later, we had Cody in 2004, and he's starting this year. So he's just turned 16, so it's exciting to watch the generations. For me, I saw my dad growing up doing it, and now I'm doing it, and then to see my son doing it, it's pretty cool.
So how do you feel now? How are your nerves when Cody started racing now?
I'm excited. I understand how racing goes, and it's not so much my nerves. I want him to do well. I want him to do well for himself. I don't care how fast he goes or what he does. I just want him to enjoy the sport as much as we do. And he can race as much as he wants or as little as he wants. He's in control of his own ship, so he can steer that ship any way he wants to go. And he's done a really nice job with us so far, and he's really learned a lot. And I have so much confidence in him. I'm not as nervous as I thought I would be. Put it that way.
That's good. That's really good. I'm sure it's very exciting to kind of see him out there as well as maintaining all of his stuff. So, Cody, so you started this year. What has been the most nerve-wracking thing starting racing?
Probably just getting up to speed at Middletown and having fun, really. That's what it's all about.
You're exactly right about that. Well, thank you, and happy Father's Day to you guys. Thank you for your time.
True by Hilton. Each hotel room at True by Hilton in Middletown offers free Wi-Fi, hardwood-like floors, spacious bathrooms, 55-inch TVs, and comfortable beds. Competition Carburation can build your big block, small block, or 602 crate carburetor and distributor to maximize its performance. Hey, the owner, Bob Oliver, is a former race driver himself who understands the importance of drivability on the Speedway. Let Competition Carburation be your only call for carburetor and distributor performance at its best.
Don't be fooled by the size. It's a cat. Powerful, capable, and surprisingly affordable. 80% of our equipment sales are compact cat machines, and 100% of our business is helping you succeed. We're H.O. Penn, friendly service and family owned for 3 generations. Stop in. Try a cat. You'll be glad you did.
Hi, I'm Gabriella Manmiller, and we're here at Orange County Speedway, and I'm here with another 3 generations of racing. We're here with the Edwards. So, how did you get started? When did you get started?
Well, I got bored when I was young, and I figured I'd go racing. And I started racing here in '71.
Okay, so you raced yourself, and then what was your biggest accomplishment during your racing season or time?
What was my biggest accomplishment? Well, trying to win a feature, which I have never really won a feature. Second, but
Okay.
a lot of wins in the heat races, but
Okay. So were you still racing when your son came along?
yes.
Were you racing together?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so how did you get started, and when did you get started?
Oh, well, I got started through Dad. I used to help him. I started racing in 1992, and still been racing here at OCFS every year. And we've had success, 20-something wins in all 3 divisions, and a couple championships.
That's awesome. That's really exciting. So how do you feel now that your son started racing, and how long has he been racing for?
This will be his 6th time behind the wheel, so he's a rookie, no doubt. And I'm excited and nervous at the same time, and we're hoping he can actually put it in the show tonight.
All right, so how are you feeling? How did you get started? Did you grow up coming to the races? Do you like going to the garage to work on your stuff? How do you feel?
I'm excited. I've been watching my grandfather and dad race a lot my whole life, and I've always wanted to do it. I've always helped on the cars, and I've always loved it.
Good. Well, thank you. I wish you guys the best of luck tonight, and happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much.
NJ&C Associates, located in Carmel, New York, servicing both commercial and residential clients in the tri-state area. They deliver both field office trailers and portable toilets. That's NJ&C Associates, located in Carmel, New York.
Rob Sherlock Roofing, serving the Hudson Valley for over 30 years. Give Rob Sherlock Roofing a call for all your roofing and home construction needs. 845-316-2158.
Welcome to the future. Imagined by visionaries, championed by leaders, and focused on results. Made real through hard work and a determination to build the things that people count on. Places where ideas are born, where progress fuels growth and strengthens communities. It's work that makes a difference. United Rentals. You're building the future. We're here to help.
Hi, I'm Gabriella Manmiller, and we're here at Orange County Speedway with the Rosellis. This week, since it's Father's Day tomorrow, happy Father's Day. We are doing generations to kind of see how they got started and who's all racing still. So, Mr. Roselli, how did you get started? What year?
I was actually working for Joe Romer, which kind of got me the bug. 1980 was the year, hence the number. Couldn't come up with a better number, so just always been involved with cars and stuff, and looked like fun.
Very good. So how long did you race for until your son started racing?
Well, I've been racing since 1980. When did you start with Chad? Was
2014.
2014, so I was already racing. My math isn't that good.
A while.
Yeah, quite a while. 34 years. So.
Okay, awesome. So how did you get started? Did you go to the shop a lot with Dad? Did you always have the niche to want to do it?
Oh yeah, I mean, just from being in the stands at Makatech where he raced most of the time, I was always wanting to go. And then 2005, we started running go-karts, and rest is history. Here we are.
That's awesome. How are your nerves when he's out there?
A mess. At least at first, the initial starts and the restarts are the worst. And
Yeah.
then a lap later, they calm down a little bit, but not much.
Doesn't get any easier each week.
No.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck and happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Gabriella Manmiller, and we're here at Orange County Speedway with the Rosellis. This week, since it's Father's Day tomorrow, happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
We are doing generations to kind of see how they got started and who's all racing still. So, Mr. Roselli, how did you get started? What year?
I was actually working for Joe Romer, which kind of got me the bug. 1980 was the year, hence the number. Couldn't come up with a better number, so yeah, just always been involved with cars and stuff, and looked like fun.
Very good. So how long did you race for until your son started racing?
Well, I've been racing since 1980. When did you start with Chad? Was
2014.
2014, so I was already racing. My math isn't that good.
A while.
Yeah,
A while.
quite a while. 34 years. So.
Okay, awesome. So how did you get started? Did you go to the shop a lot with Dad? Did you always have the niche to want to do it?
Oh yeah, I mean, just from being in the stands at Makatech where he raced most of the time, I was always wanting to go. And then 2005, we started running go-karts, and rest is history. Here we are.
That's awesome. How are your nerves when he's out there?
A mess. At least at first, the initial starts and the restarts are the worst. And then
Yeah.
a lap later, they calm down a little bit, but not much.
Doesn't get any easier each week.
No.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck and happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
True by Hilton. Each hotel room at True by Hilton in Middletown offers free Wi-Fi, hardwood-like floors, spacious bathrooms, 55-inch TVs, and comfortable beds.
Rob Sherlock Roofing, serving the Hudson Valley for over 30 years. Give Rob Sherlock Roofing a call for all your roofing and home construction needs. 845-316-2158.
Don't be fooled by the size. It's a cat. Powerful, capable, and surprisingly affordable. 80% of our equipment sales are compact cat machines, and 100% of our business is helping you succeed. We're H.O. Penn, friendly service and family owned for 3 generations. Stop in. Try a cat. You'll be glad you did.
Competition Carburation can build your big block, small block, or 602 crate carburetor and distributor to maximize its performance. Hey, the owner, Bob Oliver, is a former race driver himself who understands the importance of drivability on the Speedway. Let Competition Carburation be your only call for carburetor and distributor performance at its best.
Hi, I'm Gabriella Manmiller, and we're here at Orange County, and I'm here with Max. Max, you have a story about a special wand, so can you tell me a little bit about it?
We got I guess we called it our magic stick there back in 2018. Matt Hearn was my crew chief at HBR with our TO cars, and we won quite a bit of races there, and went on a little spree, and we had a little wand, and I got it with me today. We're trying to re-spark something. We've had some bad luck lately with our racing lately, so going to try to re-spark it. We think we won 3 in a row with Maddie waving a magic wand in front of the car for a few races, because I think I called him a wizard. Yeah, here it is right here. Oh, Mom, good job. This is it right here. Maddie waves it at the car before the race, and hopefully it gives us some more good luck like it did in 18, but we'll see.
Well, I wish you the best of luck tonight, but I also heard that you raced on Wednesday and didn't have the greatest of nights. What happened?
Yeah, running for Keith Coons in the midget, Gas City in Indiana. Just track was really fast early in the night, and did a pretty big wheelie off of 2 and caught a rut and flipped end over end all the way down the backstretch. So popped my shoulder out a little bit, banged it up. A couple other areas are pretty bruised up, but I think I'll be all right.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing okay. Are you ready for tonight?
Yeah, I'm really excited to get back at Orange County. Brett's done a great job putting this deal together with Madsen Motorsports and Halmar International, 4-star. Kept it at their shop. They worked hard on it. Zach and all the guys over there at Vinny's. It's just been a big group deal to put this operation together with the 20 car, and really excited. It's kind of weird seeing somebody else's name, let alone mine, on the side of the 20 car, but it's really cool. It's a very iconic. Brett's the best to ever do it in big block racing and dirt racing in general. So to get in the 20 cars is pretty cool, and it's one of my favorite racetracks too. So I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, and I'm glad I got to chat with you.
NJ&C Associates, located in Carmel, New York, servicing both commercial and residential clients in the tri-state area. They deliver both field office trailers and portable toilets. That's NJ&C Associates, located in Carmel, New York. Marty Memelar and Sons Welding. Oh yeah, nobody better. World's greatest welder. For all your welding and custom fabrication needs, call Marty Memelar and Sons Welding at 845-800-WELD. That's 845-800-WELD. Marty Memelar and Sons Welding. Rock Fantasy Record Store, Smoke Shop, and Pinball Showroom is back open for shopping at an all-new location for 2020. They're located at 12 East Main Street in downtown Middletown, New York. Phone them at 845-343-7300. Featuring a much larger shop to serve everyone. Also, of course, specializing in a full-service record shop with new and used LPs and CDs, smoke shop items and CBD products, and over 30 pinball machines. They also buy record collections. They offer door-to-door shipping of any of their items in any genre of music, downloads, records, CDs, shirts, toys, and even masks. Check out the new website at www.rockfantasy.com. Lex G Incorporated Commercial Cleaning and Camo Motorsports are available for hire to keep you safe from COVID-19. Our team will clean and disinfect your space using electrostatic sprayers and foggers to ensure that you, your employees, and your family are safe. No space or place is too big or too small. Call for a quote today, 917-400-6685. Lex G Incorporated Commercial Cleaning and Camo Motorsports. Big blocks and big blocks, the granddaddy of all stock car racers here in the northeastern part of the United States. Sportsman stock cars are also on the bill right now. Third group of Sportsmen are on the Speedway right now for their hot lap session while Jerry Enright waves the yellow down there. The car is going by. Ryan Stortini in the Roxbury 7D car motoring by Jerry's perch right now, and Ryan's in the number 7 car. Here's Jimmy Devitt along with the number 18 machine. Really great job they did in the Empire Emulsions paint shop this week. And got that car all spit shine ready for action. Check on some different color combinations here in the 2020 campaign. Dylan Smith going by right now, the TAD Excavating number 15 car. And Mel Schrufer, one of the old men of motorsports here at the Orange County Speedway. And of course, he's also out here at the young guns of Sportsman stock car racing. Back under green flag conditions here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway. This is the hot lap session for the Sportsman stock cars. Green lights on around the 5 1/8 mile right now. RJ Smith motoring by. Big Block Modified standing by. They'll be due next on the Speedway as well for their hot lap session. White flag coming out. This series of hot laps for the Sportsman winding down. Big blocks will be due next on the Speedway. So while these sportsmen are taking their final hot laps around the Orange County Speedway again, standing by with us tonight would be Patrick Reiser. And you're a school teacher by trade. We mentioned earlier that the gentleman next to you that does a lot of stat work and PR work here for the Speedway, John Snyder, he's been a school teacher by trade all his life up until the golden age of retirement. I won't say what it was. But he used to make his students read the racing program in the classroom, and that was a great reading exercise for his students as well and stuff. Now, how can you work racing into your curriculum at the school?
So it's really easy for me too, because I teach technology. So that's anything from hand drafting to AutoCAD work on the computer to even CNC machining. So it's pretty easy because that's a big part of auto racing. Now, the even cooler part is that I get to race with some of my students.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so every day this year, unfortunately, got cut short a little bit. I walked into first period with Bobby Flood and Cole Henschel. And it ties everything together because it's so easy especially because I have, like I said, a couple kids that are involved in it. They're immersed in it. And it makes everything it completes the circle of where does this fall in society. So it's nice.
So it's a lot easier these days than it was for John. Back in his day, he only had to give him the racing program to read.
Yeah.
And, of course, the 6 simple machines was part of it.
That's right.
So for wheel and axle, I had the steering wheel for my first monopause.
Oh, wow.
Sportsman.
Talk about visual effects.
A long shaft, and I get about 4 of the biggest boys to hold on to the axle.
Yep.
And I get the tiniest girl.
And you turn.
A track stat. John Snyder's describing how he used to use racing technology back in his day in his classroom as he was a retired science school teacher. And, of course, Patrick Reiser, a tech teacher, he'll be doing color commentating with us here tonight at the Orange County Speedway. Great drone shot we see right now here at the 5/8 mile. But, okay, so, Patrick, I got to ask you this. You're out there with your students racing.
Yes.
If they get in a little bit of a bad situation with you, do you either just give them a D or give them detention come Monday morning? What happens?
Yeah, I love this question because
send them down the hall of the principal's office. Yeah, you're in trouble, dude. It stems from Saturday night.
The cool part is because Bobby just moved up to small blocks, and like I said before, I've been racing him for a little bit longer than he has. It was his first night out, and he ripped off a top 5 or a top. I think he finished 6th or something like that. He finished very well, and I had a rough night. And as I was going up the bleachers here, I see Cole. And he says, "Oh, student has become the teacher now." I see. So we make it fun and lively, and it makes for a good classroom environment.
That's what I was going to ask you. If they finish in front of you, do you sit in their seat come Monday morning and say, "Here, you teach the darn class.
Yeah.
You did better than I did on Saturday night"?
Yeah. Sometimes if they hit a streak of good luck or vice versa, it makes it really easy to turn the tables on them and just say, "Hey, listen, you're better than this than I am. Go ahead, see how easy it is." And at that point, sometimes they take the bait, and sometimes they wisely kind of back off. But it's good. It's good.
If anything, it makes your job more exciting because you bring the sport that you love into the classroom, and of course, it makes it pretty neat for them too because they can have one up on the teacher if they pass you on a Saturday night. So, I'll tell you what a hand-in-hand deal to make it really enjoyable. Not only here at the track on a Saturday night, but all day long while you're punching the clock at the school as well.
Yeah.
Now, what school do you teach at?
I teach in Pine Bush.
Pine Bush?
I teach in Pine Bush High School, yeah. I teach technology and engineering. And I've actually had Bobby ever since he was in 10th grade.
Wow.
His freshman year, he was still in the technology program, but different instructor. And Cole wisely stayed away until his senior year, and Bobby convinced him. But, yeah, it's awesome because not only does – Bobby and Cole have, come in and race, but they bring their friends in to help out and wrench on the car, and it turns out to be something really special.
Well, and it is so important these days. I know maybe not so hard for the pit area and the pit crew members and drivers, but it's so hard for a racetrack to get younger fans in the stands.
Yep.
So to be able to take that and maybe generate some new fans, generate some new interest, and keep that younger blood coming into the Speedway, that is just such a win-win situation. So we need more students out there like that to get behind the wheel of a race car. That's for sure.
Yeah, we do. It's great. It's great.
Big block modifieds on the 5/8 mile right now. Of course, these are the granddaddy of all dirt cars here. The born and raised here in the northeastern part of the United States. Jerry Higbee motoring by right now this Father's Day weekend. The Handsome Devil Catering and Barbecue Beaver Kill. Poor Beaver Trout Hatchery number 97 car. See him dropping off the pace coming out of turn number 2. He might have detected something wrong on that big block modified. Watch him coming in at turn number 3 and 4 right now on the screen. There is Super Matt Shepard motoring by aboard the Hurlock Auto and Speed number 9 car from Waterloo, New York. Opening night winner here at the Orange County Speedway. Caution lights are on the Speedway. Higbee did not quite make it behind pit wall. Jerry Enright's got caution flag back in hand as Higbee's big block shut off midway down the back straightaway at the drop of the green flag. So running on the yellow flag conditions here tonight in Middletown. Jimmy Horton just motored by us in the Halmar red, white, and blue number 43 car. First time back this year, coming out of turn number 4 right now, the 244 car. This is Chris Whitehead, longtime campaigner here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, longtime racing family in that Vernon Pool and Spa number 244 car. So great to have that sponsor back with him, longtime sponsor for the Whitehead family. And he is back on all fours here tonight. Had himself a win back there in 2019. As he heads off for turn number 1 right now.
Looks like the 3's getting some track time with a small block, huh?
Absolutely. Another great up-and-coming. All the 3's here tonight look good.
Yeah.
Here's Danny Cronk motoring by in the K3 car. Brendan Finley. The 3 car, of course, down there, motoring down the back straightaway. That's the number 3, of course, of Eric Homegrown. We've been calling him the Viking for years when he ran full federed race cars at the Speedway, and then a Sportsman driver. Took a couple of years off. So the 3, the Viking land clearing and landscaping 3 car, that is Eric Homegrown back in action here at the Orange County Speedway. Hasn't forgotten a thing in the short time off that he had here at the Speedway. He was back up to speed right out on opening night here in 2020 at the Speedway. So great things coming from Homegrown this year, as he is now back in a high-powered race car, the Orange County Speedway. Super Matt Shepard motors by the start-finish line right now. The Hurlock Auto and Speed number 9 car, opening night winner at the fairgrounds. See the safety truck down there in turn number 3 and 4. Maybe reports of some sort of debris on the Speedway, so they'll kind of back into that section right there and keep the field under yellow right now. The guys will hop out of that truck right now and pick up something that may be spotted laying on the racetrack. It's Matt Hitchcock motoring into turn number 2. Sherlock Ventures, number 33H car from Stony Point, New York. Big block modified, set to go back to racing speed in just a second while they take care of that situation down there, whatever it was, in turn number 4. Action continues here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Big block and Sportsman on the racing schedule tonight. Third time in the 2020 racing campaign for the big blocks. Second time for the Sportsman. They were off last Saturday night in lieu of the small blocks and street stocks being on the schedule. Good drone shot. The entire campus here at the Orange County Speedway. See the cars moving out of turn 3 and 4, down the straightaway, down the backstretch. Get a great shot of that backstretch drive-in. We call it the world's greatest tailgate party right here at the Orange County Speedway, because our tailgate party doesn't end at kickoff. It goes right through to the checkered flag. Field back under action. Big block modifieds coming down the straightaway. 33 car. That's the teacher's pet, Tommy Meyer. Meyer out of Waldwick, New Jersey. A champion in every division of racing here at the Orange County Speedway since he began his career in a street stock many seasons ago.
I love that shot, Tim.
Yes, Tyler Jazembowski, the Hollywood Towing. There's John Brown out of Danbury, Connecticut, the Land Home Maintenance number 76 car. White flag quickly coming out. Shepard coming out into turn number 1. Craig Mitchell right there, the 93 car. They slide out of turn number 4, head down the straightaway. You see the punishment these cars take coming down through the turns. Big block modifieds, picking those left front wheels way up off the ground. And here's John Brown again, that Land Home Maintenance number 76 big block this year. Checkered flag coming out from Jerry Enright's perch right now. Calling it into this series of hot laps for the big blocks. There'll be another big block group standing by down there in the staging area. Tommy Meyer shutting off down the back straightaway. The Sparta Trucking Barrett Speed Center 33 car. We've always affectionately nicknamed Tommy the teacher's pet because his wife Mary is a 5th grade school teacher. The Hohokus School District down in Jersey. So that would, of course, make him the teacher's pet, I guess, unless she's mad at him for some reason.
That's right.
But, if that's the case, then she gives him a detention slip. Well, anyway.
Matt Shepard goes quick time in that session with a 21.5, followed by Jimmy Horton and Matt Hitchcock with a 21.9. And you can kind of see the racetrack kind of change as the big blocks kind of beat it up just a little bit.
Nobody ventured out into no man's land.
No, my girl worked till midnight last night, so I know we only have what we have, and that's it. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, I actually had 2 people making them this week, too. So last one worked till midnight last night, too. I can't do any more about that. All right. So, yeah, it's amazing. We never had this situation before. Really amazing. Well, just take your plane once and write Happy Father's Day on them. No, I think I was down to about 13 before we left, so I'll try going on. All right, okie doke, thanks. Got a break just for a second here at the Orange County Speedway tonight as we go through some words from tonight's sponsors here at the 5/8 Mile.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle.
Rapid Tire Service provides quality tires and tire services in Montgomery, New York. Call us at 845-564-9644 or visit us today. Rapid Tire Service, Montgomery, New York.
Welcome to the future. Imagined by visionaries, championed by leaders, and focused on results. Made real through hard work and a determination to build the things that people count on. Places where ideas are born, where progress fuels growth and strengthens communities. It's work that makes a difference. United Rentals. You're building the future. We're here to help.
Well, again, hot laps continue here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway. This is the legendary House of Power, 101 years old here in Middletown, New York. And boy, what a great night for nothing other than stock car racing. You know, springtime, when a young man's heart turns to thoughts of stock car racing on dirt. Boy, we have it finally after a 2-month hiatus from the COVID pandemic. And the state of New York, the county of Orange, has allowed us to bring racing back to action here at the Orange County Speedway, with, of course, a lot of abbreviations and restrictions. Can't put any fans in the grandstands just yet here at the Orange County Speedway, but our big backstretch drive-in is open. We can put exactly 304 cars in the backstretch, abiding by the county's regulation of keeping them at least 6 foot apart. It's normally a 500-car capacity back there at the backstretch drive-in, but we've had to widen them up a little bit and widen those spaces up a little bit to 304 cars are allowed to make the backstretch drive-in. They've revamped the admission policy a little bit and made it more fan-friendly. And, of course, we've kept the vision clear for the backstretch drive-in by having the pit area behind the full covered grandstand, and something that's been a welcomed addition here to the Orange County Speedway because of the pandemic and because of the COVID restrictions. We can't have trailers all bunched together inside the infield, but it's opened up the line of vision here for the Orange County Speedway backstretch drive-in race fans to really get a totally unobstructed view of the high-speed racing action from green flag right down the checker. Big block modifieds under the speedway right now, and Mad Max McLaughlin, the Halmar number 20 car, pedaling out of turn number 2, coming up from Mooresville, North Carolina, and right up the speed does he go down the back straightaway. Billy Van Emmingen, and trouble in turn number 3. Tyler Dipple in a hurry, almost looked like he was in some ugly trouble. Got the car all straightened out and heading into turn number 4 right now, but the yellow light do come on the speedway. Turn number 4 for Tyler Dipple, who got way out of off kilter there. And something definitely wrong with that car as he kind of limps down the home straightaway right now. Dipple at a Goshen. Back up to speed of the Orange County Speedway. Mad Max McLaughlin coming into turn number 3 and 4 right now with Big Brother Bob again and hunting him down aboard the number 21 car. Down to turn number 2, young Dylan Stoyer in the Northeast Office Supply number 6D car coming from Bohemia, New York. A young driver who won himself a Sportsman feature here at the Speedway, only the second time he was ever at the Orange County Speedway. Multi-time winner in his career, both on dirt and asphalt. That's Dylan Stoyer. Now an 18-year-old pilot with 4 years under his belt here at the Orange County Speedway. White flag flying for the perch of our chief orchestrator. We call him Little Chief. That's Jerry Enright here at the Orange County Speedway. Anthony Perego going into turn number 1 with Michael Mahaney chasing him down. 31-year-old driver from Elizabethtown, New York. The 24 car, of course, is Chris Schultz. Checker flag coming out of the series of hot laps for the big block modifieds. That might be a call to the end of the big blocks here. We get set for the opening of our racing program tonight here at the Orange County Speedway. So checkered flag coming out right now on this series of hot laps for the big blocks, and that may be a wrap for the big blocks here this evening at the Orange County Fair Speedway. So big blocks taming down right now and heading back behind what is now pit wall here at the Orange County Speedway, exiting the speedway down there between turns number 3 and 4. A lot of times after the qualifying heats, you'll see them taking a trip down across the scales to make sure that they're still making weight. All these cars have to meet minimum weight standards here at the Orange County Speedway. You're dead right now. So back live with us here at the Orange County Speedway. And of course, if you're picking up on our live pay-per-view broadcast, third night of racing action, the 2020 racing season, we are live here at the Orange County Fair Speedway in Middletown, New York. And, of course, doing a 3D broadcast tonight, broadcasting to the backstretch drive-in here on the campus of the fairgrounds, broadcasting to the pit area, of course. You can only pick us up by virtue of our FM transmitter, and broadcasting live to the folks at home who are going to enjoy the racing action in their air-conditioned environment and their lazy boys tonight. Well, I'll tell you what a greater place to be, but we thank them for bringing us into their house, and welcome to our house. Ladies and gentlemen, an official good evening to one and all, and welcome for the third time in the 2020 racing season to the Orange County Fair Speedway. Tonight, the big block modifieds and Sportsman back on the bill for an exciting night of stock car racing. We told you, of course, about some upcoming events here at the Orange County Speedway. Well, next Saturday night, it's a big night for the big blocks again, and they've got some increased paychecks on the grid for next Saturday night. We'll tell you a little bit more of that as the night goes on, but 2 Saturday nights from now, we'll not be racing for July 4th. We'll be back here racing on July 2nd. Thursday night, July 2nd, a big racing show here at the Orange County Speedway, and another big night in the paycheck department for the big blocks. More on that a little bit later on. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about set to get underway with tonight's racing program. To do so in the best way we know, if you're in the backstretch drive-in, or hey, even if you're at home in your living room right now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise first for this evening's invocation, followed by our national anthem. Heavenly Father, help us all to be ambassadors of both your word and your will. Spoken words cannot be erased once said, and they are hopefully a positive influence to all. May all of our spoken words be inspired by your presence in our life. May our spoken words help others to know who you are and reflect your involvement of every aspect of our lives. And in your name we do pray. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, to pay tribute to the greatest nation in the world, to pay tribute to our troops who daily put life and limb on the line, in defense of our freedom, and to pay tribute to the greatest nation under God, we proudly deliver to you at this time our national anthem. Yeah, well, thank you very much. For those seatbelts, and if you're at home, we're live here at the Orange County Fair Speedway in Middletown, New York, and of course that beautiful American flag donated to us in memory of Astro Pete Gardner, big, long-time dirt racing fan here in the state of New York, passed away early last season, so his family and friends got together and donated that brand new American flag to the Orange County Speedway. It's a big part of our fan family here at the fairgrounds, and in loving memory of Astro Pete Gardner always drove a Chevy Astro van, so we call him Astro Pete Gardner. His name and his legacy lives on as a great fan here at the Orange County Speedway. We thank his family and friends for the beautiful donation of our brand new American flag. This is, of course, the third night of stock car racing here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Great to have up here in the broadcast booth tonight as a color commentary, a small block modified driver who's cut his teeth now for about 4 years of competition here at Orange County. Patrick Reiser, he drives the Hudson Valley Diesel number 33 car. And Patrick, welcome to a different side of the broadcast booth, a different side of the racing action than you're normally accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, this is an absolute pleasure to be here. I really cannot thank everybody who put this out and helped me get in here enough. And this is, like I said, an absolutely flawless view. And I really wish you gave you guys gave tours or something like that, because you really cannot beat this. Except maybe in the party deck. Well,
right. Yeah, you know what? I mean, it is quite comfortable. It's been it's been my home away from home for 35 years. I make a 2-hour trip every Saturday night to the Orange County Speedway. I live down there, Nazareth, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
A land of some great racing back in many years ago. But inside the booth hasn't changed much in 35 years. I'll tell you what, we do have a brand new PA system thanks to Halmar last year. And now, finally, after 35 years, people in the grandstands know we have an announcer. I mean, for years, the PA system couldn't even be heard, but boy, they certainly can hear it now with about 100 and some thousand watts of power. We say we key the mic here in Middletown, and all of a sudden, all the traffic lights go to blink mode, and everybody's lights at home start to dim. That's how powerful our PA system finally is here at the Orange County Speedway. So even though we don't have fans in the grandstands tonight, even if they're sitting at home here in Middletown, they can probably hear the broadcast from the Orange County Speedway. Last-minute track preparations are being made right now, and of course this evening's racing program will be opening things up in just about 5 minutes with the qualifying events for the Sportsman. Got 4 qualifying heat events for the Sportsman, 8 laps apiece. 5 cars will qualify in each of these Sportsman heat events, and the top 3 will be handicapped to the top 12 starting spots. Then the big block modifieds will come out. They'll go at it for a round of 4 qualifying heats as well. 8 laps, 5 cars qualify. Top 3 get handicapped to those top 12 starting spots. After that, last chance qualifiers for Sportsman and big blocks. Those are all the cars that didn't get that starting spot in the qualifying heat rounds. They'll get a last chance to do so in the heat event, in the last chance qualifiers. Then it's feature event time for both Sportsman and big blocks here tonight. All right, just being informed from Mission Control, if you're on the campus of the Orange County Fair Speedway, those are not fireworks you hear. That is thunder. And, of course, there is a chance of a thunder boomer or two throughout the evening. But what scared us even more a second or two ago, and we quickly brought it up to our light during the Anthem tonight, was the lightning that took place throughout the area. So we're kind of keeping an eye on that situation right now. We're going to remain in a holding pattern for just a second or two till the lightning and thunder clear the area before we bring our own lightning and thunder onto the Speedway tonight. So as we said, standing by up here in the broadcast booth is Patrick Reiser, and he'll be offering us some words, some color words that we normally don't get a chance to deliver to the race fans because it's been our experience very limited behind the wheel of a race car, and it was definitely not successful when we were behind the wheel of a small block vintage car, but quite a different point of view from up here. But boy, I'll tell you what, I don't think anything beats a point of view from being strapped in behind the wheel of a small block or a big block here at the Speedway. And a limited line of view it is. It is not.
Yeah, no, there's not a lot that you can see when you are behind the wheel, Tim. But what you can see, it'll bring a tear to your eye, man. It is quite something to see. I wish I could describe it better, but there's a lot of sensations going on.
And now, of course, compared to maybe 30 or 40 years ago, they had the open face helmets, the big full bubble shields you can see all around you. Of course, it was almost like being in your living room.
Yeah.
Now, the full face helmets, the line of vision is blocked, and even worse yet are those full restrictive seats, the full containment seats with the big braces around your head restraints, both left and right side, of course. So you really, if you turn to your left or your right, you really don't have an increased line of vision. You can't see much except that head restraint.
No. I mean, you should be able to see just above it, but it does impair your view just a little bit. But the biggest thing is that you, with your neck restraint that you're mandated to have, it's natural to be able to want to turn your head one way or to the other to try to improve your sight. If you hear somebody that's beside you or coming up behind you, you would want to know where they are, much like you would look in your mirror on the highway. But that neck restraint, prevents you from doing that.
And, of course, by the grace of God and of course, increased safety that's come about in the past 10, 12, even 15 years, it has cut back on the line of vision, but it has increased the safety factor a lot. The full containment seats are just, they're being adopted now by every form of motorsports, from NASCAR right on down to even quarter midgets almost a full restraining seat as well right now. So that's something that has really taken over. How about the Hans device? You have a Hans device as well?
I do, yes, I do have a Hans device.
Now, that's not mandatory, though, is it?
I believe I would have to double check.
Okay.
I don't want to speak one way for the other.
Big blocks they are.
I believe, yeah, I believe in the big blocks and the small blocks they are. But if you don't run them, I highly suggest it. I can't find a reason why you shouldn't.
But now that kind of adds to the restriction as well, because you don't have a full neck movability at all.
Correct. Yeah, but much like if you turn your head the wrong way, now that I'm getting a little older, I'm starting to feel aches and pains in places that I haven't before. And sometimes if you move your head one way or the other, and you kind of you get a crick in your neck, it happens in the race car a lot. In the same way where you don't expect it, and it'll definitely help you.
Now, how about Dirt Motorsports brought this in late last year, and it's also a mandatory feature here this year for big blocks and small blocks, the onboard fire extinguisher systems. They've been around for probably almost
Forever.
30 years,
Yes.
but few drivers use them. And finally, last year, DIRTcar said, you got to use them. That's all there is to it. This year, here at the Orange County Speedway, we're also making them mandated. It only adds about, maybe total of 10 pounds to the car itself? The bottle's about 7, I think?
Yeah, I believe the whole system is like between 10 and 12 pounds. Yeah, it's not a lot. And
Now,
it's right in the center of the car where you should mount it to, so it pretty much just adds to driver weight.
Where do you mount the fire bottle itself?
My fire bottle and most fire bottles in modifieds are mounted directly behind the seat.
Okay.
Actually, you attach it right behind the roll or the cage.
There's a lot of different versions out there. I'm not familiar with the version that we have mandated here. Is it the individual dispensing head version?
Picture a fire extinguisher
Right.
with 2 nozzles going off, and they're braided lines.
Okay.
One is pointed at, one line ends at the fuel cell.
Okay.
And one is aimed at the driver or in the cockpit. So they stop the source, and then they keep the goods that are that cannot be replaced.
I think years ago they also had a third one that was mounted over the engine compartment
Yeah,
too.
the
That was
carburetor.
optional.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But now there's also a second system out there, if I'm not mistaken. Instead of the individual dispensing nozzle, it's almost like a complete braided line that encircles the cockpit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
once it gets to, I think, is it 120 degrees? It burns through at whatever point it's 120.
So both of those systems that you're describing, they extinguish or they get set off the same way, right? It's all by heat.
Just 1 second. Back in the pit area, first Sportsman qualifying heat. Please report to the staging line immediately. First Sportsman qualifying heat to the staging alley right now. So, yeah, I heard about that different version of the solid braided line, no dispensing nozzle. And I think it's at 120 degrees. When it hits 120, it burns through. So if the flame is at that certain point, it's going to turn into a dispensing nozzle itself when it burns through that line.
Yeah. I believe that's the case. I'm not familiar with that one because I don't have that one inside my car.
I talked to the people from Bicknell at Motorsports this year, and Matt Williams' dad was telling me about it. Randy, he was telling me about that's the system that Bicknell was also selling to a lot of places where that specific system that Dirt is requiring is not being used.
Yes.
So if you're in a late model, an IMCA car, and like that, that's also a second system that's available out there. So interesting that that kind of was around for so many years, and now finally the last season it made its way into a mandatory aspect of racing.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's another expense that sometimes guys can't afford. And it's hard. It's hard because you never want to skimp out on safety. You never want to cut corners when it comes to that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, the bill is the bill, and you got to settle up.
Anybody that questions it wants to have dinner with Tony Siscone.
Oh yes, remember that.
Tony,
yes.
Down in Martinsville, asphalt would stop. Ray Abraham ran into him.
Exactly. We were talking about the bad accident that Tony Siscone had many years ago in an asphalt modified, and
he was 6 months without. He couldn't do anything.
Bad burns he suffered inside that asphalt modified. So had an onboard fire extinguisher system been present in that car,
it would have helped greatly.
And of course, the big part of it is when you're in the wheel of a modified or small block or whatever, Sportsman, whatever, and if a fire would break out inside that car, it's not an easy exit.
No.
I mean, by any means, especially with the full the Hounds device and the full containment seat. It takes you a good maybe 2 minutes to really get ready to get your butt out of that car, and so you need something like that onboard extinguisher system to really help out.
Yeah, and you're at the end of the day, you're gonna save a lot of things in terms of your bolt-on parts and that kind of thing. In the long run, for race cars.
And what is actually the cost of the system itself? I think
it's about $800. It's about $800. Yeah.
Okay. We saw some as high as 12, but okay. So the one that Dirt mandates is only $800.
Yeah, I believe it's literally called Fire Bottle. That's the name of the company.
I think if it is today in racing, what is really $800? That's pretty much a night out at the races for your race team. I mean, come on.
Yeah, listen. As a driver, that if you're gonna roll. You're going to roll your car in the trailer and take it down to the racetrack. If you don't have $1,000 in your pocket, you're risking it.
Just like a a 3-layer suit or a Hans device or a full containment seat. It's not something you're replacing every week.
No.
I mean, by any
No,
means.
no.
That fire bottle system will probably last a good, 3 to 5 years
I
until
believe.
you must replace again?
Yeah, I believe that they're 3 years, just like our belt. Or excuse me, it's 2 years, just like our belts.
Okay.
So, and then at that point, I believe you can get them recertified. So it's not you're not buying the complete system over again. You're just getting it repressurized, recertified. But yeah.
Well, again, back in the pit area, Sportsman cars should be on your staging lane right now for the first qualifying heat event. All Sportsman cars for all heats in the staging lane right now. Thank you.
So, Tim, I'm younger than 30, but old enough not to mention my age. All right. Like I said, I have students listening, and the worst thing that you can give away as a teacher is your age. But I've been coming here ever since I was a little kid, right? With Mary Meyer and Brianne and Shannon. And ever since I can remember, you've been here. How long have you been announcing here?
Well, this will be my 35th season here at the Orange County Speedway.
35 years. Yeah. My goodness.
35 years and 2 hours from home every Saturday night. So it's we've turned the odometer over a few times coming back and forth to Orange County for Saturday night. That's for sure.
Now, do you have any moments that sticks out and in your mind? Do you have any memories that you've made here, sitting up in this
by all
booth?
means. Being able to sit side by side when Buzzy Ruderman was here up in the booth, we talked to him for about a half hour one night during intermission. Being able to announce Carl Van Horn's last feature, whatever, here at the Orange County Speedway. And probably one of the highlights that sticks out was being able to interview Chris Economaki. Chris Economaki came one night as our Grand Marshal, and he was getting pretty much up in age, and a little bit the health woes were setting in and stuff. And I went over to the VIP booth to interview him over there. And in the course of the interview, we pretty much do everything by the seat of our pants. We're interviewing Chris Economaki, and all of a sudden it comes up in the course of the interview that he was the first ever announcer at the half-mile Nazareth Speedway, and that's only about 20 minutes from my house. Well, I was the last ever announcer at the Nazareth half-mile Speedway. We read the eulogy on September 5th, 1988, at the half-mile Speedway. I was the announcer for that year for the Cozy family. Wow. By the way, if you hear a little bit of thunder on the roof right now, we're experiencing a downpour here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway. So this is putting just a brief delay in the racing program here tonight, and we'll be undergoing a rain delay right now. We'll keep track packers and track equipment on the speedway for as long as possible. Now, here again, of course, the first thing that comes to mind when you're at a dirt track and a rainstorm like this takes place, we're done. Well, not so fast at the Orange County Speedway, because all we can think of right now is Centennial. Last year at the Centennial race at 10:30 p.m., when a downpour happened just like this, put about a little 30-minute delay in the program, but
I think it was worse than this, Tim. I'll be honest with you.
When we came back to racing action, it gave us the best race, the best track, and just a history-making event here at the Orange County Speedway. So we're undergoing a rain delay right now, but we may be a little washed up, but we're not washed out yet by any means here tonight. So you can see on the monitors right now, the rains are falling quite heavily here in Middletown, New York, and this is something that was in the forecast yesterday, today, and even tomorrow. We've got these sudden downpours in the forecast here throughout the Orange County region. So we're experiencing a little bit of liquid sunshine right now here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. First qualifying heat of the evening. Better late than never.
Yeah.
And it is making its way onto the racetrack right now. What a fast racetrack surface it'll be again. Making up row number 1, the 88 car Anthony Falanga and the 44 car Brian Heath. Row number 2 going to be Gary Edwards III and Jared Miller. Row 3 will be Daniel Borgevich and Jeff Higham. Row 4, Matt Schultz and Greg Slate. Row 5 is going to be Joey Benetti and Nicky Trapasso. By himself in row number 6 will be the number 9 car, the plain black number 9 car of Danny Marr, former full fender driver here at the Orange County Speedway. So Danny Marr in an open wheel race car for 2020, and this is his ride going down the straightaway right now, picking up the tail side. Black number 9 car.
Oh, there he goes.
Sportsman qualifying event number 1. And I see one car kind of
it's a 217.
Dropping off the pace down there. His first-time driver, Nicky Trapasso. We told you about him. I don't know whether he's got problems aboard the car, whether he's down way too low, whether he's texting. No, he must have been texting. Okay, he's probably pulling away right now. All right, maybe he's just...
I thought he was trying to pull off and start towards the rear. Sometimes that's what first-timers do, which is respectful, just trying to get their feet underneath them. But
may have been given a final tug of the belts or something
maybe,
too.
yeah, that could sometimes the steering wheel isn't clocked the way you like it, so you stop there for a second. But seems to be everything's good now.
45-year-old first-time driver Nikita Rapasso, the Bel Air Transport number 217 car. To pick up the tail side right there. He's scheduled to go on the outside of row number 5. Little Chief Jerry Enright giving the white flag as they come down the straightaway this time. There's Falanga and Heath making up row 1. Edwards the third, and Miller in row number 2. Jared Miller in that Promenade number 27 car.
Every time you say that now, I just want to say promenade.
Oh, see, if you're down in Bethlehem, you've got to say it, or else you don't say that down there in Bethlehem, they think you're poor boy. So. Caution lights have been turned out. Orange County Fair Speedway pace truck will make its swing to the inside this time. 8-lap 5 cars go to the big dance here tonight for the Sportsman cars. Caution lights out, pace truck. Pace truck to the inside. Buck Morrow behind the controls of that pace truck as he's been for so many years here at the Orange County Speedway. Former driver back in the late 60s and early 70s. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the first qualifying event tonight at the Orange County Speedway. Ha-ha, we told you this would happen. Here they come on a turn number 4. Green flag flies. We go racing. It's going to be Anthony Falanga to haul it off to the outside of turn number 1. Brian Heath getting great bite. First-year campaigner Heath on the outside aboard that 44 car, traveling down the back straightaway right now in slot number 2. Then he's got Gary Edwards the third right there in the number 3 slot. Edwards takes a look down to the inside, going to turn number 3 and 4. But it's all Falanga, the M. Falanga Trucking Company out of turn number 4, hauling it off down the straightaway. He'll hold on to the number 1 spot. Falanga leads the action right now. Heath second, Edwards third. 4th place is Greg Slate. Slate back there in the Putnam Propane car. Jared Miller steps out of line for just a second, and then lets Daniel Morgevich drive by. Morgevich in the number 15 machine, now in the hot seat down the back straightaway. Battle for spot number 3 and turn number 3. Edwards the third with the Putnam Propane number 8 car. Greg Slate right there behind him. Falanga goes by us right now on the strike. Falanga holds on to the number 1 spot. Here is Brian Heath, broad sliding into turn number 3 and 4. Heath holds on to the number 2 spot. Slate drives by Edwards for the number 3 place takeover. There's Greg Slate hauling it down the back straightaway like Jack the Bear in the Putnam Propane number 8 car. Slate holds on to slot number 3. Edwards the third right there in tow in spot number 4. Field on turn number 4 this time. Morgevich back there in the hot seat, spot number 5. Only 5 cars qualify. And on the hot seat right now is Daniel Morgevich aboard the Halmar number 15 machine. Out of 2 and down the back straightaway, it's all going to be Falanga.
15 had a great run on Edwards, but...
Yeah, Edwards the third. Only a handful of races under his belt here at the Orange County Speedway. Certainly a whole lot more racing is in the Morgevich cockpit. And boy, I'll tell you what, Morgevich trying to get around him. Out of turn number 4 and down the straightaway, Morgevich gets that spot, putting Gary Edwards the third in the hot seat back there in spot number 5. Down the backstretch, it's all going to be Anthony Falanga by himself. He's got about a 20 race car lead. Big gap of space between Falanga and second place man working on a turn number 4 right now. Second spot is the number 44 car, Brian Heath. Third is then the number 8 car, Greg Slate. Fourth is Morgevich. And 5th is going to be Gary Edwards the third. Edwards is back there in slot number 5 with Jared Miller right there in spot number 6. Coming up on 2 laps to go. 2 to go this time by Falanga shows the way. You'll see the 2 to go sign as he comes out of turn number 4 this time. Brian Heath still second, the 44 car. Third spot battle may take shape right down to the wire. Slate has it. Here comes Morgevich. Morgevich coming into play back there in spot number 4. Then a big gap of space back to slot number 5. 5th place real estate being held right now by Gary Edwards III. In spot number 5, Falanga looks for the white flag. This time on a turn number 4. Sees it as he goes by. Jerry Enright. Falanga, the leader. Second spot is Brian Heath. Great job for opening up his season in that Sportsman car. Greg Slate, season track champion back there in spot number 3. Morgevich is still 4th, and Edwards in spot number 5. Gary Edwards the third, holding on to the number 5 ride down the back straightaway. Jared Miller right there in spot number 6. Checkered flag comes out. The win goes to Anthony Falanga. Second spot is Brian Heath. Third, Greg Slate. Fourth is Daniel Morgevich. Fifth will be Gary Evers the third. Oh, baby, baby. And a side-by-side finish for spot number 6 between Joe Benetti and the 27 of Jared Miller. Then Jeff Hyham and Danny Marr, followed by Nicky Trapasso. Heat number 1, a 4-hour part of history. Heat number 2 set to come out to the Speedway. When they do, they'll be lining them up like this. On the pole for second Sportsman qualifying heat will be the 8-car Mel Schrufer of the Academy Transmissions mount. To the right side of him, the TAD Excavating number 15. This is Dylan Smith. Second row, spot number 3, the Empire Emulsions 18-car Jimmy Devitt. To the right side of Jimmy in spot number 4, the Romano Construction 73-car Troy Arnold. Third row, spot number 5, the Hilfiger Contracting Chesapeake Paving number 7 car Grant Hilfiger. Alongside Grant, the Hollywood Towing number 5 car, this is Ryan Niger. Fourth row, spot number 7, the Izzy Trucking and Rigging number 24 car Sammy March Jr. Alongside Sammy will be the West Star Mechanical number 80 car of Dom Roselli Jr. Fifth row, spot number 9, the Halmar number 64 car Tyler Corcoran. And to the right side of him in the Roxbury 7D car, Mike Orlando. Starting lineup for this, the second of 4 qualifying heat events in the Sportsman division. Jake Meyer to the announcer's booth. Jake Meyer to the announcer's booth. Thank you. See, Nicky Trapasso needs some assistance getting off the racing thing down there. If you're live with us at home in the live broadcast, going to break for a moment right now for some words from tonight's sponsors here at the Orange County Speedway. Marty Memelar and Sons Welding. Oh yeah, nobody better. World's greatest welder. For all your welding and custom fabrication needs, call Marty Memelar and Sons Welding at 845-800-WELD. That's 845-800-WELD. Marty Memelar and Sons Welding. Rock Fantasy Record Store, Smoke Shop, and Pinball Showroom is back open for shopping at an all-new location for 2020. They're located at 12 East Main Street in downtown Middletown, New York. Phone them at 845-343-7300. Featuring a much larger shop to serve everyone. Also, of course, specializing in a full-service record shop with new and used LPs and CDs, smoke shop items and CBD products, and over 30 pinball machines. They also buy record collections. They offer door-to-door shipping of any of their items in any genre of music, downloads, records, CDs, shirts, toys, and even masks. Check out the new website at www.rockfantasy.com. Rapid Tire Service provides quality tires and tire services in Montgomery, New York. Call us at 845-564-9644 or visit us today. Rapid Tire Service, Montgomery, New York. Don't forget, back live tonight here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, Middletown, New York. Our third night of racing here in the 2020 racing season. Just a slight tick off the schedule because, of course, we had a pretty big rain delay at the drop of the green flag for tonight's racing program. So this is the second of 4 qualifying heat events just getting underway tonight for the Sportsman division. And again, Mel Schrufer, of course, up there in the number 1 spot. Had himself a little bit of damage to that car earlier tonight in the hot laps. Dylan Smith is on the outside. They travel down the back straightaway. Pace car. Pace truck, we should say. It's a car where I come from. Of course, that's our Cadillac down here. My section of the woods. But Pace truck drives at the infield right now. Buck Morrow. Got about 15 gallons of coffee inside that truck. About 4 thermoses. Little Chief Jerry Enright, our official flagman here at the Orange County Speedway. Here he comes out of turn number 4 this time. Looks for the green flag. Mel Schrufer wasting no time at all. The Academy Transmissions of the Marine car goes to work into the number 1 spot. They haul it off to turn number 1 right now. Dylan Smith drops it in line for the number 2 slot as they travel out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Then Troy Arnold. Arnold back there, the Romano Construction car looking for spot number 3 while the battle is on for spot number 4. Dom Roselli Jr., the Ice Cube here at the Orange County Speedway, takes over the number 4 spot as they travel out of turn number 4, putting lap number 1 up on the light board. Here's your leader, Mel Schrufer, down across the stripe. Smith right there in spot number 2. Ryan Niger is back in spot number 5 right now on the hot seat. Niger rides the number 5 spot. Devitt 6th. Hilfiger 7th in trouble in turn number 2. One car sliding out of control. Did not make any contact with the concrete down there in turn number 2. That's Jimmy Devitt aboard the 18 car. The Empire Emulsions number 18. So caution lights on the speedway after 1 lap of competition. Beautiful number 18 of Jimmy Devitt Went just a tad bit too wild into turn number 2. We get a replay of where Devitt may have went wrong. With the completion of lap number 1 going into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think he got tangled up with Hilfiger.
Right there where he picked it up was a little bit too late, but yeah, you're right. Hilfiger was right there in the inside. So the end result would be Devitt may require a hook right now. I don't see him firing that car back up. We'll send some assistance down there to him right now.
Yeah.
Here we see him again. Yeah, he did glance. It looks like he did get into contact with Hilfiger coming off that turn. Hilfiger was able to drive away from it, but he was not. So
you know what? It didn't look like he had too much, contact with him.
Yeah.
It was probably stuck in gear and he couldn't get it out. He maybe worked it.
He glanced off him though a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
It may not have been a short stainer, but
it was enough.
Enough to cause him to sit down there now and require a hook back behind pit wall. So, did he fire it back up? We'll get a chance to see this time. White flag being displayed, letting him know we'll be back to green flag competition next time by 1 down, 7 to go. Yes, Devitt is back there, fire back up. He just needed a little nudge, get that thing back up and running. I don't know how it is at a crate Sportsman, but I understand a lot of time on a big block modified. Once you run a couple of laps and stuff, and that thing is really hot, if it does stall, you almost need to get pushed off the compression starter because it's hard for the starter to turn that big of a compression motor over when it's real hot.
Yeah, I've never had that problem before because I've never run a big block. But
well, I have that problem with my lawnmower though. If I mow too much and she shuts off, I got to give her a little nudge to get her started again. But that might be the driver, not the mower. I'm not sure. Caution lights have been turned out. Set to go back to green flag racing action here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway. This is heat number 2 of 4 for the Sportsman cars. Here they come down yonder out of turn number 4. It's going to be Mel Schroefer on the inside. Schroefer takes over the number 1 spot, but young Dylan Smith is on the outside. Dylan Smith on the high side. He's going to make it a drag race out of turn number 2, and well for Hilfiger again. Hilfiger almost got drop kicked in turn number 2 that time as he cost him a run back to the back of the pack. They'll race down the back straightaway, and it's all Dylan Smith aboard the 15 car. He's your new race leader. About a 40-year gap in age between spots number 1 and 2 right now, the drivers. We know that Dylan Smith, young driver, about 17 years of age, and Mel Schroefer's got to be about, I'd say, about 50-some years of age, so only about 40 years worth of age difference between those top 2 drivers, and only in dirt track motorsports of the Orange County can you have such a great scenario like that. You won't see that on Sunday afternoon watching NASCAR, that's for sure. Here comes Smith out of turn number 4. He is your race leader while the second place battle is on. Dominic Roselli Jr., the Van Sickle Electric number 80 car. He took his stab that time at spot number 2, but it came up a little bit short. Schroefer holding on to the number 2 spot. Here's Roselli tagging him down the back straightaway as a drafting partner in slot number 3.
He's really good up top.
Schroefer way up on the outside that time, boy. You can see the smile on his face from there. He's liking that groove. But Roselli off of the inside lane that time. Roselli gives him the run for the bouquet of roses down the home straightaway. Roselli just a tad off the clock right now. Here comes Schroefer. Schroefer on the outside, and something went wrong. It may have bounced out of gear or something, because all of a sudden, Schroefer from the penthouse to the outhouse, the car is limping down the back straightaway. That will bring out the yellow flag right now. 4 down, laps 4 down, 4 to go, the halfway point. And while he was battling for spot number 2, 52-year-old Mel Schroefer from here at Middletown, the car may have bounced out of gear or something. We see the car coming to a rest down the back straightaway. That's the Academy Transmissions number 8 car from here in town. And of course, Mel himself is the proprietor of Academy Transmissions, a long-time transmission shop here in town. So,
yeah, I got to tell you, Grant got the raw end of a couple deals in this heat race, and he's still fighting for a good finish here.
Well, he's sitting up there in a transfer spot right now.
Yeah.
Defending track champion Grant Hilfiger out of Canadensis, Pennsylvania, the professor running in that Hilfiger Contracting Chesapeake Paving number 78 car. Back there in spot number 4, although twice getting involved in a little bit of a skirmish out there. Still up there in a qualifying spot at the halfway point of this second of 4 heat events for the Sportsman. So it looks like Mel just needs a little nudge. And he'll get that right now down the back straightaway. Third spot is the number 73 of Troy Arnold. On the hot seat right now is Sammy March Jr. aboard the Izzy Trucking and Rigging number 24 car. He's back there in slot number 5. Only 5 cars go to the big dance tonight. Anything from 6th on back has one final chance at cracking the nut in the last chance shootouts.
Looks like they're going to go single file here.
Until the drivers get the feel of the groove out there, that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Word being handed down from Mission Control, no doubt, to having a single file restart. Guy doing a great job this year here at the Orange County Speedway. Our brand new race director, Mark Krosky, crash mender himself, came from upstate and doing a great job in Mission Control. We salute him on his efforts. Here we come. Meanwhile, out of turn number 4, green flag flies. Dylan Smith back up into the number 1 spot. Watch Ryan Niger back there in slot number 6 right now to see if he can crack the nut into a qualifying spot. Hilfiger bobbles and Niger goes around. Martz had no place to go, and Hilfiger's car here again, something went wrong. Did it shut off? Did it slip out of gear or something? But all of a sudden, everybody just kind of bunched up behind him. We saw Sammy Martz almost gave him a drop kick through the goal post as well because he was right there with no place to go. But Ryan Niger, when he tapped Martz's car, sent him a spinning. He was on a spin cycle, so we may have a replay of that. Let's see what happens if they're in turn number 1. That's where it all took shape. Maybe not. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes when you get bounced around like that enough, it takes until you're full speed and you've got load on the car to figure out what it is, and that weak link kind of shows through. That's unfortunate for Grant. He had a fast car.
Maybe just didn't use enough denture grip tonight, too. Got a couple other things loose. We don't know. Anything can happen, This is racing. Field into yellow again here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Dylan Smith. There we see Grant Hilfiger getting picked up. New sponsor again on the side of that car, Quinn's Printing. And this time the skirmish may result in a trip behind pit wall because he may be done. Car, unless he fires it back up, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he was checked up before everybody got a hold of him, and then he couldn't. He was in the racing groove, and everybody had to get around him. Unfortunately, Ryan and I think Sammy got a hold of him.
Top Rate just put a brand new power plant under that car after losing his motor from last year in the opening night race here at the Speedway. So, boy, the professor not having a good start to the 2020 campaign here at the Orange County Speedway. Here's Dylan Smith, our current race leader. Dominic Roselli Jr. is 2nd. Troy Arnold is 3rd. Sammy March Jr. 4th. 7D now Mike Orlando inherits the number 5 spot. Of course, give him the ticket to the big dance tonight back there in the hot seat, spot number 5. But Ryan Niger is back there in spot number 6. There's the Hollywood Towing number 5 car. A very competent driver here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, owner of the Hollywood Towing Company from here in town. Ryan Niger in the number 5 entry.
Let's see if Dom Roselli can get a better restart than he had the last time. He got caught sleeping, and Dylan went early.
Dylan Smith right back there. He'll set the pace this time, coming out of turn number 4. Out of Pine Bush, New York, 17-year-old Dylan Smith in that T.O. chassis hot rod. Down out of turn number 4. Across the stripe and shows the way into turn number 1. Smith right there in the number 1 spot. Roselli is 2nd, nose and tail out of turn number 2, and down the back straightaway they travel. Big gap of space now between 2nd and 3rd. Troy Arnold is back there. The Romano construction car works in spot number 3. Here's Roselli to get a peek down to the inside this time. He'll set up a home stretch drag race for the number 1 spot. And Smith comes down to close the door. Young Dylan Smith used a great driving technique right there. Knew that he was right there in the hallway and came down to slam the door. Said if you want to make it a run, you got to do it the hard way. Dylan Smith holds on to the number 1 spot. Down the back straightaway they travel. Dominic Roselli Jr. is 2nd. Sammy Martz by himself back there in spot number 3 right now as we come out of turn number 4. Coming up on 2 laps to go. And here's Roselli again taking a stab at things. The Arnold car is 3rd. 4th is Martz, and 5th is Niger right now. Ryan Niger inherits the number 5 spot. Time winding down. Going to see the white flag come out this time. Last lap racing action. There is Roselli taking a peek to the inside again.
He's so much better than him on the other side of the speedway. He's got to string together 1 and 2 here.
Not quite enough room. Can he make it happen out of turn number 2 that time? Boy, Dylan Smith is just driving an awesome groove, holding off the hard-charging Dominic Roselli Jr. in the Van Sickle electric car down the back straightaway. Checkered flag coming out for heat number 2. The conclusion right now is a ramble to turn number 4. Dylan Smith aboard the 16 car from Pine Bush, New York, brings the TAD excavating car home to a qualifying heat win. Dominic Roselli Jr. will be second. Third is Troy Arnold. Fourth is Sammy Martz Jr. Fifth is going to be Ryan Niger. Out of the qualifying picture will be sixth place finisher, the 7 of Mike Orlando. So there you have it. It's a wrap for heat number 2 for the Sportsman division here tonight. Third qualifying heat event being invited to the playground right now. When they come out onto the racetrack, here is your starting lineup. On spot number 1, the pole starting spot, the Mama Larson Motorsports number 40 car will be young Clinton Mills. Alongside Clinton in the number 28B car, Tommy Baranowski. Second row, spot number 3, the 97B of Johnny Buckhorn. Alongside Buckhorn in the number 5L car, Charles Lodice. Third row, spot number 5, the 1T car will be Ty Sherlock. Alongside Sherlock in the number 69 car, Travis Green. Fourth row, spot number 7, the 1 car. This is Jeff Holsappel. Alongside Jeff in the 22 car, Tanner Van Doren. Fifth row, spot number 9 will be Kevin Stevens in the 38 machine. And alongside Kevin, our racing realtor here at the Orange County Speedway, the 4RJ car of RJ Smith out of Pine Bush, New York. Starting lineup for this, the third of 4 qualifying heats for the Sportsman. Clinton Mills entering the Speedway right now. Monster Mills from here in Middletown, New York. And the number 40 car.
Man, that was a great heat race. That was awesome.
I was really impressed with Dylan Smith.
Yeah,
17-year-old driver from Pine Bush. Well, I'll tell you what.
He earned that one.
He had his groove
That's
on.
for sure.
No two ways about it.
Yeah.
You know that Dom Roselli Jr.'s got the little black book from his dad, who had many successful runs here at the Orange County Speedway and many Saturday nights. Barakowski may be in trouble aboard that 28 car. First-year driver here at the Orange County Speedway. Uh-oh. That don't sound healthy.
I don't think he can get into gear.
Can't get him in gear. The East Side Speed, number 28B, Tom Barakowski. I mean, the car may have flipped out of gear, and now he can't get it back in gear.
I don't know. I don't think he ever got it in gear.
Going to remain yellow in the Speedway.
There he goes.
Ah, there he is. Sometimes you just got to back your RPMs down low enough to get that thing to slide in.
Yeah, that was...
Not like a regular standard transmission, not like a 3 or 4 speed that you might have in your family sedan. 2-speed racing transmissions. You put her down into low and you push the slight clutch handle there on your right and kind of gives you the momentum to take off, and you get up to about 2,500, 3,000 RPMs. You just reach down and pull that baby right down into high gear and you're good to go. Of course, a lot of these guys now are using that REM shifter that they developed, and there you don't have to reach down there and fumble around wondering where those levers are between your legs anymore. You're just going to have the levers right there at your right-hand side. So more developments in the world of racing technology. Now with the 2-speed racing transmissions that Burt Transmissions out of Canada made so popular, the Gen 2 transmission is out, and then the REM shift came out. We know Scotty Van Gorder from down there in Delaware really was the first one to develop that REM shift program.
Yeah.
And now a couple other manufacturers are trying to pick up on it as well. But the REM shift moved the shifting operation up to your right-hand side.
Yes, it's the clutch and the shifter all in one. But yeah, here we go.
Caution lights turned out. Mills on the inside. That's Bockhorn back there in the inside of row number 2. Sherlock in the inside of row number 3. They drive past the pace truck this time, set to go racing this time. Here we come on a turn number 4, Mills and Barakowski. Clinton Mills, longtime campaigner of the Orange County Speedway from the outside, rides the 5-car Ryan Niger. Niger takes over the number 1 spot on the drop of the green flag, and Green's in trouble down the straightaway. That's going to bring out shades of yellow. Niger took off into the number 1 position ahead of Mills at the drop of the green flag, but yellow lights right back on the Speedway. No laps have been scored, as Travis Green in the 69 car went down just a tad bit too low, scraped the Jersey barrier, and kind of put himself sideways right there. And he'll no doubt be requiring some assistance as well to try and get out of that spot. Back under yellow flag conditions here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway, 3rd of 4 Sportsman qualifying heat events. Out of Goshen, K&M Painting and Power Washing, number 69 car. Travis Green, third-generation Green family racing member, the Orange County Speedway area. It's all about history and multiple generations.
Yep.
And I'll tell you,
him and his brother Randy.
not many racetracks can sport the history that the Orange County Speedway does.
Well, when you've been doing it for 101
years, I'll tell you.
That's pretty impressive.
We're darn proud of that. That's only with multiple horsepower. Before that,
it was single.
We had the ponies out here.
That's right.
Single horsepower. And that's back when it was called the Harry Clay Oval.
I did not know that. That's pretty interesting.
It began about 150 years ago as the Ogden Tract, and then that was when it was hosting horse racing here at the Speedway. And then it became the Harry Clay Oval, and Harry Clay was the name of a famous racehorse that's buried right here on the Speedway grounds.
Really?
His headstone has been moved over to the outside area near the office, but yes, the famous remains of Harry Clay, the racehorse, is buried right here on the campus at the fairgrounds. And after, of course, the Harry Clay Oval name and after horse racing came to subside and multiple horsepower came into the picture, then it was renamed, of course, Victory Speedway. And after Victory Speedway, it became the Orange County Fair Speedway. So if you get the chance to pick up on the 10 series documentary that we did last year, we covered that, I think, in section number 1 of the documentary. And great job that Jersey filmmakers did last year doing that 10 series documentary. It's carried on Fox Sports right down to the Centennial race.
Yes.
That Centennial Monday is when we released the final 10th episode. That recapped, of course, the entire Centennial race weekend here at the Speedway. Travis Green back out there, but he's got the left front wheel locked up on that car.
It's probably packed full of mud.
Yeah, something. That left front wheel is not turning. Not a good situation to be in. You like to have all four turning, at least in the same direction. One is refusing to do right now, so we'll see where that...
That's too bad. He's always quick, too.
Take it behind the wall here, back to the infield area. White flag being displayed. Back to the green flag racing action next time by.
Now Charlie Lodi's had a really good restart, or initial start. When we first kicked this party off. Let's see if Clinton Mills doesn't usually make too many mistakes twice. So let's see if he can pull out some veteran skill here and keep Charlie guessing on when he's going to start this race or not.
It's interesting because of course Clinton Mills began his career here at the Speedway when Charlie Lodi was still in diapers.
Yep.
And now Charlie's right up there side by side, the West Arm Mechanical number 5 car. Going to give Clinton Mills a run for the big bucks at the drop of the green flag. This is the third of 4 qualifiers for the Sportsman. You see the pace truck dropping down to the inside right now. We go back to the infield. Clinton Mills, wow, okay. Just letting them know they're there, that's for sure. Little dove tap going on in the front row. Mills on the inside. This ain't going to work, I can tell you right now. Clark Simpson would say, don't. Not going to happen.
And you can always tell when Jerry doesn't wave the flag as a driver. That's how you know. You want to get to the corner, but don't wad them up.
Well, we got to watch this front row at the restart because they kind of came together a little bit going into turn number 3 that time, and I don't know if that was intentional or accidental or whatever. But then I guess maybe Mills figured, all right, if we're going to do some rubbing here, we're going to pull an intimidator move on you, and he just took off, and it worked because Mills is going to let him know who's boss out here at the drop of the green flag. This time they're able to turn number 2, 4 down the home straightaway. Mills back into the number 1 spot. Here's Charles Lodice to just walk right on by. Beep, beep, bye-bye. Goes Lodice into the lead step down turn number 2. Lodice down the back straightaway. He's into the number 1 spot. Mills is second. Mills second to the inside right now going to turn number 3 and 4. Van Tanner, Van Doren, TVD back there in slot number 3. Van Doren, 12-year-old driver here at the Orange County Speedway, right up in the number 3 spot. Here he comes. Charles is Paul Sappo, and Mills takes back over the number 1 spot. Mills back in the lead step right now. 3 cars fight for slot number 2. Mills waving bye-bye. Na-na-na-na-na, yells out the back window as he holds on to the number 1 spot right now. Lodi's back in the number 2 spot with Tanner Van Doren out of Slatington, Pennsylvania, all over him in slot number 3. Van Doren running the number 3 spot. Van Doren now at the slot number 2. Tanner Van Doren takes over slot number 2, and he goes up on the periscope move right now, hunting down Clinton Mills. Oh, baby.
Yeah.
12-year-old driver Van Doren in slot number 2.
Oh, he's so much better in the center of the corner there. My goodness.
Van Doren closing in on Clinton Mills. Watch him on a turn number 4 this time. Mills on the outside. Don't quite know who's in the hallway right there. Wearing about a size 6 sneaker. It's going to be Tanner Van Doren, the number 2 spot. Meanwhile, 3rd spot tussle is on right now. Pulse Apple closing in on Lodice. And Lodice gets turned around coming out of turn number 2. I think I can, but the yellow lights. Come on. Well.
That could have been ugly.
It was squishy. There was no two ways about it. Good move to throw the yellow. That was definitely a good move on Jerry Enright's part to put the yellow out. Normally on a drier track, he might have been able to regroup recoup that move, but he was down there on the low side, and that's when some of the squishy stuff awaits these guys. So,
my goodness, the 22.
Here he goes. This is when it all began, when Halsapple kind of went down to the inside. Lodice came down to close the door, and right about there is the point of no return.
Yeah.
Halsapple put the brakes on to try and get out of harm's way and went to the outside, but he was already in the spin cycle, and that turned him around coming out of turn number 2. So yellow lights back on the Speedway.
Yeah,
3 of 8 laps complete.
The Halsapple had a hard decision to make, where you either let your really good run go on him and not get into him as hard as you thought. It's such a hard judgment call what to do there. Because you never want to turn anybody, obviously. But
that's the thing. If he would have stayed in it would have definitely been a turn circumstance. Right?
Exactly.
It would have been intentional. That makes it all makes it all the worse. That's not good for a driver. So.
No. But
he played it cool. The Vitality Motorsports, Big O Fuels, number 1 car to Bloomingburg. The Macintosh Red, number 1 of Jeff Halsapple. Connection there. You got that connection?
Yeah, I got it. I like that. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Following with Uncle Jim looking on from above. Our famous electrician here at the Speedway was his Uncle Jim Reef, who passed on a couple seasons ago. Pace truck going to pull down to the inside this time. Going to be an interesting start. Clinton Mills with a whole lot more track time here in his career at the Orange County Speedway than 12-year-old Tanner Van Doren has. Mills takes off on the inside coming out of turn number 4, just like he should. Green lights in the air. Mills will set the pace coming out of turn number 4. Halsapple's right there in the groove and slot number 3. Coming down across the stripe. Van Doren tries to put a nose down to the inside, but Mills comes down to close the door. Now a tussle is on for spot number 4. Johnny Bockhorn back there in the number 4 spot. Down the back straightaway. There goes Lodice, and he'll switch that spot around. Lodice takes over spot number 4, putting Bockhorn back in slot number 5. Coming up onto the halfway point this time. 4 laps down and 4 to go. Tanner Van Doren all over him back there in slot number 2, and here comes Halsapple. Before he can throw a blanket over the top 3 cars, and they couldn't see him, he wouldn't do that. It's going to be all Clinton Mills on a turn number 2. Mills slides to the outside. Down backstretch boulevard he travels this time.
Here he comes.
Van Doren's going to bite to the inside. Van Doren's going to run to the inside, and he closes the door. Mills saw him down there to close the door, and of course that broke the momentum on Van Doren. Lost about 2 spots to the mix right there. Got about 2 car lengths gap now between spots number 1 and 2 as they travel down the straightaway. Jeff Halsapple rides in spot number 3. Kevin Stevens running back there in spot number 4. Johnny Bockhorn now in 5. Ty Sherlock is 6th. Tommy Barakowski 7th. Charlie Lodice is 8th. R.J. Smith running in spot number 9. Field traveling down the back straightaway on the top side of this 3rd qualifying heat event. Coming up on 2 laps to go. 2 to go this time by. It ain't over yet. Here's going to be Van Doren taking a stab right back into the number 1 spot. He's closing the gap on race leader Clinton Mills. Monster Mills shows the way, pedaling out of turn number 2 as fast as the little ankles will take him. Mills down the back straightaway. Van Doren's got a good run on him down the backstretch right now. White flag coming out. Boy, on a little bit drier track surface, I think Van Doren would have been taking a bold move to the inside, but he knows there's some soft stuff down there. 5/8 of a mile remain. Mills holds on to the lead. Halsapple lurks in the shadows back there in slot number 3. Kevin Stevens did a great job back there in slot number 4.
Here he comes.
Johnny Bockhorn 5th and out of turn number 2. Last lap racing action. Here comes TVD. Off baby. 12-year-old driver to the inside. He's in the number 1 spot. Tanner Van Doren. That's a good move for a 12-year-old driver, and he will see the checkered flag. TVD takes his first checkered flag at the Orange County Speedway. Clinton Mills 2nd, Jeff Halsapple 3rd, Kevin Stevens is 4th, Johnny Bockhorn first-time qualifier in spot number 5, then by Ty Sherlock, Tommy Barakowski, Charlie Lodice, and R.J. Smith.
I'll
tell
goodness.
You what, that's exciting.
Wow. That was a hell of a drive by TVD.
Be a great driver.
My goodness. That was exciting to watch. Yeah, that was a perfect example of you could be quicker than a guy, but getting around him is a different story. And it took him a couple tries, and And that, oh my goodness, that was great.
And he played the field cautiously. You knew there
Yes.
was some trouble spots on the Speedway from the rains earlier. He didn't make no crazy moves on the inside when he had to or anything like that. And boy, I'll tell you what, he knew at the time was running down, and he saw that opportunity. And whew, baby, did he take it. Here's a great replay of where 12-year-old Tanner Van Doren made a move on Clinton Mills on a turn 2 and down the backstretch, and the checkered flag was in his hip pocket from there on in. Great racing action continues here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Heat number 4 about to come out of the playground. And when they do, here's how they'll be lining up. On the pole is going to be the 186 car, Frankie Frasco. Alongside Frank, the 6 car is going to be Lem Atkins. Hey, let's take a brief break here at our live telecast for some words from tonight's sponsor. True by Hilton. Each hotel room at True by Hilton in Middletown offers free Wi-Fi, hardwood-like floors, spacious bathrooms, 55-inch TVs, and comfortable beds.
Rob Sherlock Roofing, serving the Hudson Valley for over 30 years. Give Rob Sherlock Roofing a call for all your roofing and home construction needs. 845-316-2158.
Don't be fooled by the size. It's a cat. Powerful, capable, and surprisingly affordable. 80% of our equipment sales are compact cat machines, and 100% of our business is helping you succeed. We're H.O. Penn, friendly service and family owned for 3 generations. Stop in, try a cat. You'll be glad you did.
Competition Carburation can build your big block, small block, or 602 crate carburetor and distributor to maximize its performance. Hey, the owner, Bob Oliver, is a former race driver himself who understands the importance of drivability on the Speedway. Let Competition Carburation be your only call for carburetor and distributor performance at its best. Back live at the Orange County Fair Speedway, heat number 4 for the Sportsman in row number 2. Nicky Barassi in the 17 car on the inside, spot 3. Ryan Stortini, the 7 car on the outside, spot 4. Third row is going to be Joe Conklin, the J73, and the 97 of Cody Higbee. Fourth row is the 91 of Bobby Flood and the 395 of Jake Bedell. Fifth row will be the 38 car, last Saturday night's winner, Jared LeBas, and the 51 car, Brad Zaleski. That's what we'll go racing right now as we come out of turn number 4. This is the start of the 4th Sportsman qualifying event here at the Orange County Speedway, while Lem Atkins takes off up into the number 1 spot. Atkins started the outside, holds on to the number 1 position right now as he pedals out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Atkins into the lead step down the backstretch with Ryan Stortini in tow for slot number 2. Joey Conklin's back there in spot number 3 aboard the 73 car. There's your leader, Lem Atkins. Atkins going to show the way out of turn number 4 this time. And here comes Conklin on the inside. Joe Conklin makes a stop for the number 2 spot down the straightaway. He's on the inside of Ryan Stortini. Stortini's on the outside, picks the left front way up off the ground, coming out of the turn right now as they head down the back straightaway. Stortini's second, third spot. Is the Conklin car. They race down the back straight away. Jake Bedell running back there, the tail side of the pack. Zaleski is 8th right now. LeBas is 9th. Field out of turn number 4 this time. Conklin on the inside. Conklin makes a move to the number 2 spot against Stortini. Joey Conklin now on the number 2 spot. Stortini's on the outside. Bobby Flood right there in the number 3 spot. They work down the back straight away. So Cody Higbee is right there. He's in a qualifying spot. Caution lights on the Speedway. Trouble on the inside of turn number 2. It is Brad Zaleski in the 51 car, whose car shut off on the inside of turn number 2. Second lap has been scored. Caution to the Speedway again. There's Zaleski firing back up. The D&M number 51 car driving away. Yellow out for Zaleski, fires it back up. He'll be rejoining the tail side of the field. Seeing the field again in the replay coming out of turn number 2. Head down the back straightaway. There is Zaleski just going sideways. Right about there is where you start wearing the beads off the rosary. Slapped the inside jersey barrier with that left front, but apparently he didn't do any damage and drove away from it.
That's just what we like to call a re-rack, Tim.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
It could also mean a left front. It could also mean a front axle too. When you slap that jersey barrier, I mean, for sure that could be.
It looks pretty square though.
Be trouble.
Hopefully he hit it with the front bumper and not the soft parts.
You see that jersey barrier coming from the front end, you just start saying your prayers real quick.
Not fun.
A whole lot faster than you were trained to do them back there in the trade school. He'll be rejoining the tail side of the pack. Again, this race is 2 laps old, 2 down, 6 to go. 4th qualifying event for the Sportsman here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Lem Atkins on the inside. And Conklin's going quick on the outside. Is it going to stick or not? We'll see. Jerry Enright's got green flag in hand. Yes, it will. While Bobby Flood takes off up into the number 2 spot. Flood, the Evergreen Fuels number 91 car, makes his break for the number 2 spot right now, putting Atkins back to 3rd. Stortini is 4th. Numerically correct, 6 and 7.
Oh, there goes.
3 wide down the back straightaway, and Cody Higbee had some great intentions early on in this race. It may have just come to a close right now. The field rambles on a turn number 4 this time. Leader is the number 73 of Conklin. Conklin is your leader. Flood second, Atkins there's Stortini 4th. Nicky Barassi back there in spot number 5. Labaugh 6th. Bedell 7. Higbee back to spot 8. Zaleski 9th. Frankie Frasco picks up the tail. 3 wide down the back straightaway.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, baby. That was a sweet move. In a wild battle for spot number 5. Field on turn number 2 and down the back straightaway they travel this time. Conklin in the lead step, way out. Big gap of space he's got over Bobby Floods. Atkins is 3rd, Stortini is 4th, and here comes Labaugh. Jared Labaugh making tracks on the outside. Labaugh drives by right now for spot number 3. Field on a 4. Leader is the 73 of Conklin. Conklin down the straightaway. Flood is 2nd. Right there is the 91 car, Bobby Flood. Then Lem Atkins. Lem Atkins runs into the 6th spot. 4th is Jared Labaugh. Labaugh's back there in slot 4. Stortini 5th. Bedell 6th. Higbee 7th. Barassi is 8th. Zaleski is 9th. Frasco is 10th.
Here comes 2 to go.
Coming up on 2 laps to go. And remember, Jared Labaugh started back in the number 9 spot. Labaugh making great strides to the outside right now. Fights into the number 4 spot. Good place battle is on. Jake Bedell now finds himself in a transfer spot. Bedell, the Sporting Trucking 395 car. And he's got the ticket to the big show back there in spot number 5. Cody Higbee makes a late race challenge for spot number 6. White flag going to fly this time. White flag comes out. There is Labaugh trying to close the gap on 3rd place, running Lem Atkins. Atkins back there on the inside, tucks it on the outside, coming out of turn number 4 that time. And Labaugh just trying to figure out what route to take going into turn number 1 and 2. Atkins holding off Labaugh, last Saturday night's feature winner. Labaugh won the feature last Saturday night after starting in spot number 16. Tonight he started in spot number 9, and already he's up there taking over spot number 3. Checkered flag coming out this time, going to the feature event. The winner is Joey Conklin, the 73 car. 2nd place will be Bobby Flood. 3rd place battle, it will be given to Lem Atkins. Jared Labaugh is 4th, Jake Bedell in spot number 5. Those are your 5 qualified cars. Then Cody Higbee is 6th, Barassi 7th, Zaleski is 8th. Frasco is 9th, and Stortini to round out the top 10 finish. Big block modified set to come out to the Speedway. As we wrapped up our qualifying runs tonight for the Sportsman cars, and to trim off time, we've just been handed word that all the big block modifieds will qualify tonight. All big block modifieds will qualify. There will be no last chance qualifying consolations for big blocks. They'll all go to the feature. And the big block feature, by the way, will be the first feature tonight also. Just in case we run into a little bit of a time factor, as we do have, of course, a curfew here at the Orange County Speedway. So big blocks will be first tonight. And, Director of Motorsports Brett Hearn just handed us that note saying that all big block cars will qualify. There will be no consi, and the big block feature will be run first. So big block modified, first of 4 qualifying events. Coming out to the racetrack, here's your starting lineup. On the pole will be the 24 car of Chris Schultz. On the outside, the Precision Engine Shops number J7 of Brendan Finley. 2nd row, spot number 3, the Advantage Painting K3 of Danny Cronk. His running mate will be the Schultz Ford number 21 car, Big Brother Bob McGannon. Third row, spot number 5, the Sparta Trucking 28 car, Jimmy Spellman. To the right side of him will be the Benson's Pet Center 2L car of Jack Lehner. 4th row, spot number 7, the Interstate Batteries 3D car, Tyler Dipple. His running mate will be the 33M car, Glenn Forsalina, first-time driver here at the Orange County Speedway. By himself in row number 5 will then be the number 3 car, the Viking Landclearing car of Eric Homegrown. First of 4 qualifying events for the big block modifieds. Pay attention to how they finish. They'll all go to the feature event. So a great move on behalf of Orange Motorsports and Entertainment. They'll put them all on the feature tonight, so it'll be a big starting field for the feature, but they all get a paycheck. So good move, putting up some more money for the feature event, and they all go racing in the feature tonight. We'll save a little bit of time with no consolation for the big blocks.
That's big.
Putting them first on the schedule. 8-lap qualifying heat event. The better you finish, the better your start in the feature.
Now the top has been the better groove in the Sportsman. Let's see if the big blocks is the same way.
Caution lights turned out. Here's Chris Schultz, the Rock, Liberty Rock crushing 24 car from Pauling. Works out of turn number 4 this time. This is the United Rentals DIRTcar Big Block qualifying event number 1. Schultz hauls it off the turn number 1 to number 1 spot, while Brendan Finley takes over slot number 2. Danny Crunk then third. They travel down the back straightaway. Crunk in the number 3 spot. Spellman is fourth down the back stretch. Dipple trying to make a move down to the inside for spot number 5. Here they come out of turn number 4 this time. It is your race leader, the 24 car of Christopher Schultz. Schultz shows the way. Second spot is Brendan Finley. Third place battle. 4 cars fight for spot number 3. Jimmy Spellman to the inside. Spellman takes over slot number 3. Jack Lehner's on the outside, and here's Tyler Dipple to go racing for the number 4 spot. Down the back straightaway, Jack Lehner, the Benson's Pet Center number 2 car, takes over spot number 4. TD Tyler Dipple back there in spot number 5. Rambling on a turn number 4. Leader is Schultz. Caution lights up the Speedway. Trouble in turn number 4. Turn number 3. 1 car up against the concrete.
Danny Cronk.
It is Danny Cronk in the K3 car. The affordable painting number K3 of Danny Cronk in trouble right now. Don't quite think he made any contact with the concrete down there, but he backed her up against the outside. And no, he didn't. Vantage point right now. Great job by that camera down there. He's got about 10 feet of space between himself and the wall, so he drives away from it under his own power. Yellow lights on the Speedway. 2 laps have been scored, 2 down, 6 to go. This is the first big block modified qualifying event, the United Rentals DIRTcar sanctioned big blocks.
Schulte must have liked the top there.
Of course, it is race leader's option as to which lane you like to restart in. Actually, under DIRTcar sanctioning, the leader, the pole sitter, can actually take the outside of the initial green.
Of the initial green as well, yeah.
Green flag. So, difference with the DIRTcar sanctioning, the leader or the pole sitter can opt to go to the outside of the initial start, as now Chris Schultz has done after 2 laps of competition. He'll slide to the outside of the front pew right now as he says, I feel good on the outside. Watch him come out of turn number 4. Schultz on the outside before the inside lane took off. Watch Jack Lehner. Oh, baby. Lehner is in the house tonight. The Benson's Pet Center number 2 car. Locked in a number 3 place run. Tyler Dipple was 4th on a turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Schultz tried to make a move to the outside that time. Not quite enough racing for him. Leader is Brendan Finley in Uncle John's J7 car. But here comes Schultz way up on the outside, working on a turn number 4 this time, but it's all going to be Finley, and now Leader for spot number 2. Jack Leader in the number 2 spot. Schultz back to 3rd right now, and a 4th place tussle is on. Tyler Dipple. Dipple slid wide, they slap skid rails, and right back at him he goes between himself and Jimmy Spellman. A battle for spot number 4 down the back straightaway. Coming up onto the halfway point this time. Coming up on 4 laps. 4 laps down and 4 to go. The drag races off for the number 1 spot. Here comes Lehner. There goes Lehner. Jack Lehner, the Benson's Pet Center 2L car. Now your new race leader. Lehner down the back straightaway, and he is waving bye-bye. 5, 6, 7, 8 car lengths the gap between himself now and Brendan Finley. 3rd place battle is on. Spellman to the inside. Schultz is on the outside. They'll come into our vantage point right there. Schultz is on the outside, battling for spot number 3. On the inside is Spellman, and Tyler Dipple looks to go racing. 3 cars fight for the number 3 spot. 3 lanes of racing. Here's Dipple down to the inside. Dipple's on the inside, the Pasquale number 3 car. But Spellman yelling, whoa, no you don't. Holds on to the number 3 spot down the back straightaway. They're locked in battle for spot number 3 and turn number 3. On a turn number 4 this time, Spellman slides up the banking. Early fight on a turn number 4 is Tyler Dipple. And Dipple beat bye-bye. He is now in the number 3 spot. Right back at him goes Spellman. Spellman right back down to the inside. What a baby, this is great racing here tonight at the Orange County Speedway. Down the backstretch, Dipple gains the upper hand, grabs back the number 3 spot. White flag coming out, time winding down. It's Lehner by a long shot, straightaway lead that Jack Lehner has, but then 2nd, 3rd, and 4th all nose and tail right now. Brendan Finley has the number 2 spot. Dipple all over the slot number 3, Spellman is 4th, 5th and then Schultz. 6th place is Bob McGann, and Eric Homegrown is 7th. The Danny Cronk in slot number 8.
Keep an eye on Dipple here. He might get Finley.
Dipple back there, checkered flag coming out. The win will easily go to Jack Lehner. 2nd place, drag race, transponder standby. Dipple's on the inside. Dipple got spot number 2. 3rd spot is Finley. 4th will be Spellman. 5th at the wire for Schultz over McGann in the 6th. Homegrown will be 7th. And Cronk in slot number 8. Boy, great racing action again now for another qualifying event for the big blocks.
got to rain like this every week.
I'll tell you what, that was a great race now for qualifying. Only 8 laps and a lot of passing took place. Jack Lehner, the 2 car. And Lehner started back in slot number 6. There's a good replay of Dipple taking over the number 2 spot of the checkered flag. Wasted no time at all, putting some distance between himself and third place man, the J7 of Finley. Well, heat number 2 now on the deck. Going to break for just a brief moment here for a commercial break from our sponsors tonight at the Orange County Speedway. NJ&C Associates, located in Carmel, New York, servicing both commercial and residential clients in the tri-state area. They deliver both field office trailers and portable toilets. That's NJ&C Associates, located in Carmel, New York. Marty Memelar and Sons Welding. Oh yeah, nobody better. World's greatest welder. For all your welding and custom fabrication needs, call Marty Memelar and Sons Welding at 845-800-WELD. That's 845-800-WELD. Marty Memelar and Sons Welding. Row, John Brown, the number 76 car. On the outside, the 7 is Donnie Wilson. Second row, 10 is the Richie Urich car. Jimmy Horton's on the outside aboard car number 43. Third row, Matt Hitchcock, the 33, and the 33 in a third car, no relation, Tommy Meyer. Fourth row, Billy Van Emmingen, the number 4 car, and Max McLaughlin in the 20 car tonight here at the Orange County Speedway, driving in a Brett Hearn car. Max McLaughlin making his first start here at Orange County in the 2020 racing campaign. Here's our color commentator on opening night. Here they come, the United Rentals DIRTcar Big Blocks heat number 2. Down the straightaway, John Brown hits off the Land Home Maintenance car. 2 veterans driving back there in the battle for spot number 2. Horton on the inside.
Goodness.
And Horton going to grab the number 1 spot down the back straightaway. The drag race is on. Oh, baby. Watch Horton strong in turn number 3 right now. Horton yelling, nah. He's got the number 1 spot. John Brown trying to let it all hang out to the outside. Brown's going to have to settle for spot number 2. Third spot's Wilson. Meyer is fourth already. Max McLaughlin is back there in spot number 5. And 3 separate lanes of racing. 3 wide. The battle is on for spot number 3 in a turn 2. Wilson's out on the top side of them all down the backstretch. A 3-wide battle for spot number 3. And Max McLaughlin, bullseye, bonsai, move to the inside. He's in spot number 4. Watch him out of turn number 4 this time. Horton is your leader. Horton the leader, Brown second. And Max McLaughlin makes a move to the inside in spot number 3. Boy, McLaughlin from the final starting spot up to spot number 3 in only 2 laps of time. You might want to bet your dog license on Mad Max tonight here for the feature event. McLaughlin driving in that Palomar number 20 car, Brett Hearn ride. Horton by a long shot. John Brown is second. McLaughlin is third right now. Meyer is fourth. Fifth place is the 7 car, Donnie Wilson. Billy Van Emmingen back to slot number 6. Matt Hitchcock 7. Richie Urich is 8th. Remember, they all go to the feature. Better the finish, better the start in the lineup for the feature event tonight.
McLaughlin's going to run him down. My goodness, he's on rails.
Max McLaughlin, young driver out of Mooresville, North Carolina, making his first start here on dirt in the 2020 racing season. Running back there in the number 3 spot. The periscope is up on the Halmar number 20 car as he tries to close the gap right now on John Brown. Brown out of Danbury, Connecticut, running in the number 2 spot. The Land Home Maintenance car, self-owned car, running in the number 2 position. He can feel McLaughlin's heat right now. He's on the inside. Watch him on a turn number 4. McLaughlin's all over him in a wild battle for the number 2 position. It's all Horton, the sensational one, right up here in the number 1 spot. The drag race is on for slot number 2. Oh, baby, down the back straightaway they travel. McLaughlin put a nose to the inside that time. They haul it off for turn number 3 and 4. Horton out of turn 4 shows the way. The drag race for the number 2 spot. McLaughlin aboard the number 20 cars on the inside line. McLaughlin not quite good enough that time down the home stretch. Meyer back there in spot number 4. Billy Van Emmingen now running in slot number 5. Van Emmingen 5th, Hitchcock 6th, Wilson 7th, Richie Urich is 8th. Time winding down. The white flag will fly this time. Very quick. Second qualifying event for the big blocks, the United Rentals DIRTcar Big Blocks. It ain't over till the checkered flag flies, and that second place battle is going to go right down to the checkered flag. It's all in Horton's hands right now in the victory lane for the second qualifying event for the big blocks. Down at turn number 2, McLaughlin winds it up like a rubber band down the back straightaway. Watch turn number 3 and 4. It ain't over yet. Transponder standby. It's going to be exciting. Whoa! John Brown bobbles, and that lets McLaughlin to the inside. Brown's not giving up the fight, but McLaughlin gets second. Horton wins. Cox is second. Brown is third. Meyer fourth. In the region is spot number 5. 6 will then be Matt Hitchcock, and 7 is going to be Donnie Wilson. They'll go to the feature event like that. Wilson is in spot number 7, and Rick Jurek will take slot number 8. Great racing action for the second big block modified qualifying heat.
Wow. John Brown was pretty close to, it looks like from my spot. It may have been looked a little bit different, but it almost looked like he was going to tip over.
Yeah, point of no return.
Yeah,
he was there on him. No
he
two
was
ways about it.
on the bike. Yeah, there's definitely a little curb building up there. That was
see it on the replay. Right there as we went by him, McLaughlin got that number 2 spot at the checkered flag. Horton, the beautiful Halmar red, white, and blue car. Horton was way up on the cushion right there too.
Oh yeah.
Took that checkered flag. Third big block modified qualifier for the United Rentals DIRTcar big blocks. Here's how they'll be lining them up. On the pole will be the 716 car of Corey Lowett. On the outside, the Northeast Office Supply 6D car, Young Dylan Stoyer. Second row, spot number 3, the Hollywood Towing 88 car, Tyler Jazembowski. Alongside the TJ will be the number 3 car, the Izzy Trucking and Rigging car, Sammy March Sr. Third row, spot number 5, the Handsome Devil Catering and Barbecue 97 car, Jerry Higbee. His running mate will be the Olam's Furniture Adirondack Auto number 35 car, Michael Mahaney. Fourth row, spot number 7, the Hurlock Auto number 9 car, Super Matt Shepard. Alongside Super Matt will be the Burnham Pool and Spa number 244 car of Chris Whitehead. Starting lineup for this, the third United Rental DIRTcar Big Block Modified Qualifying Heat. Remember, a brief shake-up now to the structure of tonight's show. All the Big Block Modifieds will qualify for the feature event tonight. There will be no consolation events for the Big Blocks, and they'll be first tonight in the nightcap. They will not be the last feature event. They'll be the first feature event tonight, just in case we run into a curfew circumstance. We had quite a rain delay here this evening at the Orange County Speedway at 7 o'clock hour when the waters opened up above us and gave us quite a significant rain delay. So we'll try and get this racing program into completion if possible. Here they come on a turn number 4. Green flag flies. We go racing. At the drop of the green flag, Dylan Stoyer hauls it off to turn number 2 right now in the lead step, and there goes Mike Mahaney. Mahaney on the inside grabs the number 2 spot. Third, fourth, and fifth, all right in tow down the back straightaway. To the inside line, the scramble is on for slot number 3. Watch the battle on a turn number 4 right now. Sammy Mart Sr. is on the inside. Meyer steps down low in the Izzy Trucking and Rigging number 3 car. He picks up that number 4 spot. Martz is now third. Fourth is Tyler Jazembowski. Jazembowski tries to rebound back down to the inside. Whitehead back there in spot number 5 right now. Whitehead runs the number 5 group, first time back in the 2020 campaign, while Super Matt goes racing for the number 6 spot. Matt Shepard's on the inside. A little bit of a berm being built up down there in 3 and 4 that time, and Matt Shepard picked up the spot by going down to the inside against the number 97 of Jerry Higbee. On a turn 2 and down the back straightaway. It is all in the hands of Dylan Stoyer. Stoyer, 18-year-old driver from Bohemia, New York, works in the number 1 spot right now aboard that big block modified, virtually unchallenged, as 31-year-old Mike Mahaney tries to close the gap back there in slot number 2. Mahaney, Adirondack Auto car, runs the number 2 spot. Sammy Moore Sr. is third. Jazembowski fourth as Super Matt Shepard comes down to the inside, side-by-side battle for slot number 5. Fifth place drag race is on down the back straightaway. Super Matt Shepard takes over the number 5 spot. Down across the stripe, there is Stoyer. Stoyer is in the lead step right now. Jazembowski winning spot number 4. Shepard up at the number 5 spot. Left front way up off the ground. Great shot as that car went through the turn that time. Got a great bite on the 5/8 mile here tonight, picking those left front tires way up off the ground.
Just watch how the groove moves up the racetrack here.
Mahaney shuffled that time, and he's in trouble. Mahaney got a broken suspension of that car. Mahaney caught the berm, and we see the right front corner of the car diving way down. Might have broke a shock or something on that mount, or maybe a radius rod. But Mahaney's in trouble running up there at the number 2 spot. We saw when that happened. He bounced up out of the groove right there. That put some damage on that car, put a hurting on the right front corner. 2 laps to go. 2 to go this time by. Dylan Stoyer and Sammy Martz hold on to the lead step. Matt Shepard out of Waterloo, New York. The Hurlock Auto car, number 9 car, back there in slot number 3. And a lot of distance to cover up. Don't think you'll have the time to do so. White flag coming out this time. 5/8 of a mile remain. Stoyer shows the way out of turn number 4. Stoyer in turn 1 and 2 right now. Comfortable lead over Sammy Martz Sr. Shepard trying to close the gap back there in slot number 3. Fourth is Jazombowski, Whitehead 5th, Higbee 6th. Mahaney now back to the number 7 spot. He'll get credit for spot number 7. Checkered flag comes out. Third qualifying event win goes to Dylan Stoyer aboard the 6th car. Close spot number 2 for March over Shepard. Shepard 3rd, Jazombowski 4th. Whitehead is spot number 5. 6th place will then be Higbee. He'll get credit for spot number 6. A wrap for heat number 3 in the big block modifieds. 4th, United Rentals DIRTcar Big Block qualifier. Set to come out to the racetrack when they do. Here is your 4th qualifying event lineup. On the pole is going to be the 7K car, the Davis powder coating car of Captain Kirk Horton. Alongside Kirk will be the 21 Junior, the Interstate Batteries car. This is Gary Edwards Jr. Second row, spot number 3, the 4SR of Bobby Henschel. Alongside Bob's going to be the 93 car, the Goosetown Communications car, Hollywood Craig Mitchell. Third row, spot number 5, out of Pine Bush, the Halmar 69 car, Tyler Boniface. His running mate will be the Chrysler Aluminum Wheels number 4 car, the Storm Chaser, Michael Storms. Fourth row, spot number 7. Picked up 2 wins last Saturday night. The Superior Remodeling number 44 car, Kid Giddy-Up, Anthony Perego. His running mate will be the 6C car, Josh Delier. Starting lineup for this, the 4th United Rentals DIRTcar Big Block qualifier. Going to break for just a brief moment here on our live telecast for a word from tonight's sponsors. Rapid Tire Service provides quality tires and tire services in Montgomery, New York. Call us at 845-564-9644 or visit us today. Rapid Tire Service, Montgomery, New York. Lex G Incorporated Commercial Cleaning and Camo Motorsports are available for hire to keep you safe from COVID-19. Our team will clean and disinfect your space using electrostatic sprayers and foggers to ensure that you, your employees, and your family are safe. No space or place is too big or too small. Call for a quote today, 917-400-6685. Lex G Incorporated Commercial Cleaning and Camo Motorsports.
Welcome to the future. Imagined by visionaries, championed by leaders, and focused on results. Made real through hard work and a determination to build the things that people count on. Places where ideas are born, where progress fuels growth and strengthens communities. It's work that makes a difference. United Rentals. You're building the future. We're here to help.
A sportsman in the pit area should be lined up for your consolations at this time. Sportsman console lined up. Green flag flies for start of the 4th qualifying heat event. On the outside rides Captain Kirk Horton. He takes his Starship 7K to the number 1 spot. Then Hollywood Craig Mitchell on a turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Boy, something might not be right in the handling department of Gary Edwards' car from 1st to 3rd in a half a lap time as Kirk Horton holds on to the number 1 spot. Horton on a turn number 4 right now. Leads the way aboard car number 7. Craig Mitchell is second. Then Gary Edwards, Michael Storms, and Kid Giddy-Up, Anthony Perego. Field on a turn number 2 and down the backstretch.
Oh.
Looked like Horton bobbled for just a second. That's Kirk Horton out of Elton, New York, leader of this event in the orange and white number 7K car. He can hear footprints in the hallway. It is the number 93 car, Hollywood Craig Mitchell on a Wappinger Falls, New York. And the Goosetown Communications of the 93 machine. Top 2 drivers taking off on a turn number 2 this time. Battle is on for spot number 3. Here comes Perego. There goes Perego. He is now in the number 3 spot. Edwards back in spot number 4. Storm's running in spot number 5 right now. Field holds it off down the back straightaway. Field rambles on a turn number 4. Here is Horton and the 93 of Mitchell. They're locked in toward battle for the number 1 spot. Mitchell backed out of it. Here comes Perego. Kid Giddy-Up answers the call for the number 2 place tussle down the back straightaway. Horton takes off, wants to have no part of it. They haul it off right now at the halfway point for a wild battle in spot number 2. 2-time winner last Saturday night. Perego comes to play onto the inside of Craig Mitchell. Mitchell selling spot. No, you don't. Holds on to the number 2 spot. Perego's all over him. 3 lanes of traffic running on a turn number 2 this time. But they fight down to the back straightaway. Here is Mitchell. Mitchell's on the inside right now. Hollywood Craig to the inside. He'll battle for the number 1 spot. Horton's on the outside. Horton's got him by a horseshoe on a turn number 4 this time. Horton on a turn number 4 knows that he has got to beat PDQ on the stomp. It's Horton showing the way down the straightaway. Mitchell's alive and well on the inside. The side-by-side drag race continues. Horton exits early on a turn number 2 and holds on to the number 1 spot. Here comes Perego. Now Perego's in play in spot number 2 battle. Ray goes on to the inside, down the back straightaway, while Mitchell came down to close the door, holds on to the number 2 spot, coming up on just two laps to go. 3 cars fight for the number 1 position. Kirk Horton, who's been your race leader for the last 5 laps of this event, got Mitchell right there on his heels, and now Perego. Bottom side opens up, Waters part down the back straightaway, and here comes Perego. Perego fumbles through the glove compartment, looks for the rabbit's foot, holds it in his sweaty little palms, and the white flag comes out this time. 3 cars fight for the number 1 spot. Watch him. It's Perego right back there. He may be the one to take the checkered flag.
This is hitting your marks for Kirk Horton right here. He knows he's got to hit the top really well to come away with this one.
That car is working well on the outside tonight. Could be his best run so far in 2020. Captain Kirk Horton, and Perego's on the inside. Now the drag race out of turn number 4 for the checkered flag. Oh, baby. It's going to be Horton. Kirk Horton to take the checkered flag. Perego will be second. Mitchell will be third. Storms is fourth. Gary Edwards Jr. in spot number 5. And 6 will be Josh Delier. Boy, a great battle right down to the checkered flag again. And that was some fancy race driving by Kirk Horton.
Absolutely. Kirk is one of the best when it comes to driving defensively and just taking away your lane, and that was a perfect example of it. He knew that the top was the lane to be in, and
yep, there's the replay. Horton stayed on it right down there through the turn, and Mitchell kind of broke his momentum for a second, and boy, Perego took right back over the chase as well. And right for the checkered flag, it was going to be Horton by a half a car length over Perego. Wow, great battle.
It didn't even look like Perego got that much of a run off, but he came out of nowhere.
Horton was ready and waiting.
Yep.
Consolations for the Sportsman coming up. Going to break for just a moment on our live telecast tonight for commercial from tonight's sponsors.
Don't be fooled by the size. It's a cat. Powerful, capable, and surprisingly affordable. 80% of our equipment sales are compact cat machines, and 100% of our business is helping you succeed. We're H.O. Penn, friendly service and family owned for 3 generations. Stop in, try a cat. You'll be glad you did.
Lex G Incorporated Commercial Cleaning and Camo Motorsports are available for hire to keep you safe from COVID-19. Our team will clean and disinfect your space using electrostatic sprayers and foggers to ensure that you, your employees, and your family are safe. No space or place is too big or too small. Call for a quote today, 917-400-6685. Lex G Incorporated Commercial Cleaning and Camo Motorsports. Back live at the Orange County Speedway. The call is going out for the consolations for the Sportsman last chance qualifiers. All Sportsman cars should be on the line right now for their 2 consolation events. If you do not have a starting spot in the feature already, you must be on the line right now for the first of 2 last chance qualifiers for the Sportsman. When the first Sportsman consolation comes out to the racetrack, here's your starting lineup. On the pole will be the number 27 car of Jared Miller. On the outside, the 1 of Ty Sherlock. Second row, spot number 3 will be the 20 of Joe Benetti. Alongside Joe will be the 28B car of Tommy Barakowski. Third row, spot number 5 should be Jeff Hyham in the 77. Alongside Jeff, the number 5 of Charlie Lodice. Fourth row should then be the 9 car, Danny Marr. Alongside Danny, the 4 car of R.J. Smith. Fifth row, spot number 9, Nicky Trapasso with the 217. Alongside Nick, the number 69 of Travis Green. And eligible to go away in spot number 11. Row number 6 will be Matt Schultz in the 24 car. All those cars should be on the staging area right now. This is last chance qualifier number 1 for the Sportsman. Consolation number 2, you should also be lined up in the staging row right now. Consolation number 2 for the Sportsman, lined up in the staging area right now. Now here they come. Coming onto the racetrack from our new pit entrance at the Orange County Speedway by virtue of our pandemic that we experienced a 2-month delay from. We had to move the pit area to the outside of the Speedway, and that gives just one awesome viewing perspective for the backstretch drive. And as they can see, the entire racetrack here at the Orange County Speedway is something that sometimes is a little hard to see if you're in the lower rows back there. Without those big haulers in the pit area, it's the Great Barren Lands, which open up the vantage point for all the backstretch driving people. This is last chance qualifier number 1. of 2 for the Sportsman division here at the Orange County Speedway tonight. 2 8-lap qualifiers. 3 cars will qualify out of each of these. So final 6 starting spots in tonight's feature event will come out of these 2 last chance qualifiers. Joe Benetti, the Able Rigging number 20 car. Tommy Barakowski, the Eastside Speed number 28 machine. Making up our front row for the first of 2 last chance qualifiers in the Sportsman ranks. Got 2 Sportsman consolations, and then we'll roll into the big block feature event. The United Rentals DIRTcar Big Block feature will be first now tonight. It will not be our nightcap. Pace truck to the inside, going to green flag racing this time. 8-lap consolation for the Sportsman. Jerry Enright, green flag in hand. Here we come, out of turn number 4. Top 3 go right to the feature. Benetti at the top of the green flag, hauled it off to turn number 1. Barakowski second, and Matt Schultz already to the outside to try and grab that number 3 spot away. Early on at turn number 2 and down the back straightaway they travel. Schultz in the number 3 spot down the back straightaway. With Charlie Lodice, the West Arm Mechanical car, right there in slot number 4. Got to be top 3 to get that ticket to the big show tonight. As they ramble to turn number 4 this time by himself, the lead step is number 20, Joe Benetti. Number 1 position right now. While 3 cars fighting for spot number 2. Barakowski second, Schultz is third, and Lodice 1 step from making a trip to the feature event back there in slot number 4. While Danny Marr coming on strong back in spot number 5. Here's Marr, the black number 9 car. Coming on to the backside in spot number 5 right now with the number 5 car himself. That's Charlie Lodice. Lodice up in spot number 4. Barakowski in the number 2 spot down across the straight this time. First year campaigner here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. The East Coast, the East Side Speed, number 28 be of Tommy Barakowski. Long shot the leader is Joe Benetti right now. All by himself in turn number 3 and 4. Just about put that baby on cruise control. Just don't reach for the coffee maker. Benetti holds on to the number 1 slot. Straightaway lead that he has on Barakowski. Then it tightens up the 3rd spot. Matt Schultz having the number 3 spot. 4th place is Charlie Lodice, and Lodice coming on strong right now. Here's Lodice down to the inside out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Schultz closed the door. Halfway sign coming out. 4 laps down and 4 to go. Schultz on the hot seat spot back there. The final transfer spot. 3rd place real estate is all Schultz, while Lodice takes the high road. Charlie Lodice takes the high road on a turn number 4 this time, and Lodice getting joined in the battle by Danny Marr. Marr back in spot number 5, 2 spots for the trip to the big show tonight. Marr's in the number 5 spot, coming up strong on the number 5 place out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Lodice breaking 3 from Marr's clutches. Marr still 2 spots from transfer. Time winding down, big lead that Benetti has, while the rest of the field scrambles out of turn number 4 this time. Tommy Barakowski in spot number 2. Matt Schultz is 3rd. Lodice 4th, Marr 5th. Henschel, spot number 6. Trapasso in slot number 7. Coming up on 2 laps to go. 2 to go this time by Joey Benetti, both a small block and Sportsman campaigner here at the Orange County Speedway with a straightaway lead
Lodice
right now.
on the outside.
Barakowski and Lodice coming on strong. Charlie Lodice, young driver on the outside right now of Matt Schultz. And the outside is wide open, and Schultz in the number 4 place right now, while Lodice says bye-bye. Charlie Lodice, beep, beep, bye-bye up into the number 2 spot. Down the back to the he travels this time, putting a big gap of space at the white flag mark for the number 2 place battle. It's all Benetti by a long shot, almost a half a lap lead right now on Lodice's grip to the number 2 slot. 3rd place is Barakowski. Schultz is 4th on the qualifying picture. Danny Marr is 5th. And then Henschel in spot number 6. Last lap travel down the backstretch this time. Benetti having things all his own way. He will see the checker flag coming out of turn number 4. Winner is Joe Benetti. 2nd place doing a great job. Charlie Lodice started this event back in slot number 6, and he takes over spot number 2 with the checker flag. 3rd place is Tommy Barakowski. That'll be the final trip to the feature event tonight for the number 3 place driver. Top 3 drivers go to the big show. Consolation number 2 for the Sportsman. Due on the Speedway right now. Final chance of qualifying tonight. On the pole is going to be the 7D car of Mike Orlando. Alongside Mike will be the number 97 of Cody Higbee. Second row, spot number 3, the 8 car Mel Schrufer. Alongside Mel will be the 17 of Nicky Barassi. Third row, spot number 5, the 78 of Grant Hilfiger. Alongside Grant will be the 51B, Brad Jalewski. Fourth row, spot number 7, the 18 of Jimmy Devitt. To the right side of Jimmy will be the 186 car of Frankie Frasco. Final row, spot number 9, Tyler Corcoran, and the 7 of Ryan Stortini. Big block feature event. Big block feature event. Please line up in the staging area at this time. Big block feature. We need you in the staging area ASAP. Going to break for a brief word from tonight's sponsors.
Welcome to the future. Imagined by visionaries, championed by leaders, and focused on results. Made real through hard work and a determination to build the things that people count on. Places where ideas are born, where progress fuels growth and strengthens communities. It's work that makes a difference. United Rentals. You're building the future. We're here to help.
Lex G Incorporated Commercial Cleaning and Camo Motorsports are available for hire to keep you safe from COVID-19. Our team will clean and disinfect your space using electrostatic sprayers and foggers to ensure that you, your employees, and your family are safe. No space or place is too big or too small. Call for a quote today, 917-400-6685. Lex G Incorporated Commercial Cleaning and Camo Motorsports. Back live tonight at the legendary House of Power. This is the Orange County Fair Speedway in beautiful Middletown, New York. Our 101st season of competition on the campus of the Orange County Fairgrounds. About to take the green flag for the second and final consolation tonight in the Sportsman division. Of course, coming up right after this will be the first nightcap, the Big Block Modified feature event, the big dance for the big blocks, and some changing in the structure. All the Big Block Modifieds qualified tonight, so it'll be a big starting lineup for the big blocks. We'll get that feature event started ASAP. Then, of course, should time permit, we'll get the Sportsman cars out here for the nightcap. They'll be the final feature tonight, but 31 cars will go to the green flag tonight for the Big Block Modifieds by virtue of that move by Orange Motorsports and Entertainment to cut out the last chance qualifiers for big blocks and just give them all a paycheck to start the feature event tonight. So they'll go racing for the feature event right after this consolation. Again, back there in the pit area, Big Block Modifieds must be in the staging lane right now. Big Block Modifieds to the staging lane right now for your feature event. Here again is that second second Sportsman consolation. We come out to the Speedway down there, the entrance to the racetrack. You see lining up the cars right there. The gentleman with the pink hoodie is Rick Ryder. He, of course, was our assistant announcer up here for many years at the Orange County Speedway. He'll also be the announcer this year at the Ackroyd Speedway on a Friday night. So he helps line up the cars here on a weekly basis. And it's him out there in the outside the gate area. Last chance qualifier, Sportsman, final edition. Final 3 tickets to the big show come out of this one. Last 3 starting spots for the feature event go to the first 3 cars across the stripe. Mike Orlando, the Roxbury 7D car, and second generation driver Cody Higbee on the outside in one of Dad's old cars, the old 97 car from Jerry. Here they come on turn number 4 right now. Green flag flies, we go racing. Last chance qualifier for the Sportsman. Brad Jalewski up there, the 51 car, going racing right now for the number 2 spot at the drop of the green flag. Nicky Barassi back there in the 17, the Metal Volusia car. Oh, Jalewski's in trouble on turn number 2, and he's looking at us. Yeah, from up here we can kind of wave to him, he'll see us, but probably not too happy that he can see us from that vantage point. Yellow lights on the Speedway. The D&M number 51 car. Beautiful job they do in the lettering shop on that car.
Oh my goodness, the car's always beautiful.
It's awesome. Right there as we went in just a little bit too strong, and the whole world kind of slipped out from beneath him.
Yeah.
Didn't make any contact with the concrete, though. Came to a rest just in the nick of time. Fires it back up and moves old Bess away.
Yeah, good thing for Brad is that I think he's got a little bit more experience than some of these guys in this consi here, and he likes the top, and the top's moving. So
about the only one probably with the equal amount of time would be Orlando, the 7 car. But yeah, you're right, Cody Higbee and the new driver here this year, of course, Nick Barassi. It's his first season of competition. Grant Hilfiger trying to rebound, and boy, he's doing everything he can to get a starting spot at tonight's feature event. Did not have a qualifying run like he wanted to at all tonight.
Oh no.
So his night come to a close. Not everybody has answered the call for this second consolation. So our defending track champion will not make the feature. Actually, the second week in a row, because his first night out is when he dropped the power plant.
Dropped the
leading
motor.
the race.
Yeah.
Lost the power plant.
Cody Higbee decided to go with a little bit of a quicker pace here.
Here comes our pizza. There goes our pizza. All right, here we go. Back to racing action here tonight. No laps have been scored. This is the final consolation event for the Sportsman. Cody Higbee, second generation driver. That's Jerry's boy. Brings that pack out of turn number 4 this time. In the Iceless number 97 car. Higbee takes it off down for turn number 1 and 2 right now and shows the way. Already that second place battle is on. The Metal Volusia 17 car. Nicky Barassi. 4 cars fight for spot number 2 down the back straightaway. Barassi's on the inside. Orlando's on the outside. Orlando having that number 2 spot of his own liking. Hauling it off for turn number 4 right now. Orlando slides up the banking. Bottom side is open. Nobody wants it. Will Jalewski take it? Yes, he will. Barassi up in the number 3 spot. Zaleski and the number 18 of Devitt. Devitt bobble going into turn number 1, giving the 51 the number 4 place. Out of turn number 2, they scramble down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, way out front, Cody Higbee, the 97 car from Slate Hill, New York, following in his dad's footsteps here in the Orange County Fair Speedway with about a 12-car length gap in the number 1 position. Second spot is the 7 car. Mike Orlando, 3 wide down the straightaway for spot number 3. Barassi's on the outside, the 17 car. The Metal Volusia sponsored car fights with Zaleski, and here's Devitt. Devitt tries to put a horn down to the inside as well. Down the back straightaway they travel this time. Barassi is on the outside aboard the 17 machine. He may have the number 3 spot right now. Nicky Barassi, final transfer spot holder in slot number 3 as the field travels down home straightaway. Orlando is in the number 2 spot. Brad Zaleski back there now in slot number 3. Devitt transfers down to the inside against Barassi for number 4 place takeover. Coming up on the halfway point this time. 4 laps down and 4 to go. Cody Higbee. Higbee running like Jack the Bear, holds on to the number 1 spot. Straightaway lead that he has on second place man, Michael Orlando. Orlando's back there in the number 2 slot right now. Third place is Zaleski. And he knows that Devitt's got to be right there at his heels. Devitt running in the number 4 spot, transferring up to the outside lane this time, traveling down the back straightaway. Periscope goes up on the Devitt hot rod. I think I can as he tries to make a scramble for slot number 3. There is Higbee by himself, and the second place battle. Orlando has it. Zaleski right there in spot number 3 with Devitt all over him. Devitt hovering down on the 51 like a buzzard on roadkill down the back straightaway, and Devitt goes racing for the number 3 spot. Zaleski gives him the outside lane, coming up on 2 laps to go. 2 to go this time around. Zaleski in the number 51 car that he gets inside, and he's got Devitt all over him. Orlando don't know what he's missing. We really don't care to find out. Orlando's in the number 2 spot. Time winding down. All eyes on that number 2, 3, and 4 place on the Speedway right now as they travel down the back straightaway. There's Orlando, the Roxbury 7D car, holding on to the number 2 spot. White flag comes out for Higbee across the stripe. A half a lap lead that Higbee has, while Zaleski takes a move to the inside on Orlando. Last lap racing action for the number 2 spot. Orlando right now at the altar holding the big bouquet of flowers, but he is losing out of the number 2 place. Watch Devitt. Devitt still may grab a ticket to the big show tonight back there in slot number 4. Checker flag comes out. A great win for young Cody Higbee in the number 97 car, but all eyes right now on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place battle. Here's Zaleski right down to the inside. Drag race out of turn number 2. He's got the number 2 spot, and Devitt's right there. Devitt takes over spot number 3 in the checkered.
Wow.
Orlando from the penthouse to the outhouse, and now he is out of a qualifying picture, and qualifying is wrapped up tonight for the Sportsman.
That's another way that you figure out how to lose one. Unfortunately,
wow.
that's how you gain experience, man.
And he ran in a qualifying spot the entire distance. Here's a replay of where Orlando lost that ticket to the big dance tonight. Zaleski took over the number 2 spot, and Jimmy Devitt followed him right there in the blue-white special right across the wire. Big Block Modified feature event due next on the Speedway. Big Block Modified feature event you are due on the Speedway. Here is your starting lineup for tonight's Big Block Modified 30-lap feature event. Way back on the outside of row number 16, he'll start at 31st in the lineup. The Helmar 69 car, Tyler Boniface. 15th row on the outside, the Van Graal heating and air conditioning number 10 car will be Richie Urich. His running mate on the inside, the Advantage Painting, number K3 of Danny Cronk. 14th row spot number 28, the Better Homes and Gardens 4 car of Bobby Henschel. Alongside Bobby in the Adirondack Auto 35 car, Mike Mahaney. 13th row spot number 26, the Wilson's Auto and Truck 7 car, Donnie Wilson. His running mate spot number 25, the Viking Land Clearing number 3 car of Eric Homegrown. 12th row spot number 24, the 6 car will be Josh Delier. Alongside Josh in the number 97 car, the Handsome Devil Catering and Barbecue Mount, this will be Jerry Higbee. 11th row spot number 22, the Sherlock Roofing number 33 car, Matt Hitchcock. To the right side of him in spot number 21, the 21 car himself, the Schultz Ford sponsor mount, Big Brother Bob McGannon. 10th row spot number 20 on the outside in the Interstate Battery sponsor mount, Gary Edwards Jr. Alongside Gary in spot number 19, the Vernon Pool and Spa number 244 car, Chris Whitehead. 9th row spot number 18, the Escape Power Sports number 4 car, this is Billy Van Imingen. His running mate in the Liberty Rock Crushing 24 car, spot 17 is where you'll find Chris Schultz. 8th row spot number 16, the Chrysler Aluminum Wheels number 4 car, the Storm Chaser Michael Storms. To the right side of Mike in spot number 15, the Hollywood Towing 88 car, Tyler Jasenbowski. 7th row spot number 14, in the Sparta Trucking number 33 in the 3rd car, the Teacher's Pet Tommy Meyer. To the right side of him in the Sparta Trucking 28 car, this is Jimmy Spellman. 6th row spot number 12, aboard the Halmore number 20 car, it's Mad Max McLaughlin. Alongside Max in spot number 11, Kid Giddyap, the 44 car, Anthony Perego. 5th row, spot number 10 on the outside, the Herlock Auto number 9 car, Super Matt Shepard. Alongside Matt aboard the number 3 car, the Interstate Batteries mount, this is Tyler Dipple. 4th row, spot number 8, the Benson's Pet Center number 2 car, Jack Lehner. Alongside Jack of the Goosetown Communications 93 car, Hollywood Craig Mitchell. 3rd row, spot number 6 on the outside, the Izzy Trucking and Rigging 3 car, Sammy March Sr. Alongside Sammy in the Halmar number 43 car, the sensational one, Jimmy Horton. 2nd row, spot number 4, the Northeast Office Supply number 60 car, Dylan Stoyer. To the right side of him in spot number 3, the Precision Engine Shops number J7 car, this is Brendan Finley. Your front row on the outside, the Davis Powder Coating 7K car, Captain Kirk Horton. And on the inside from Danbury, Connecticut, the Land Home Maintenance number 76 car, John Brown. Starting lineup for the 30-lap United Rentals DIRTcar Big Block Modified feature event.
Oh, man, I'm so excited.
It's going to be a barn burner out here tonight. Track is in phenomenal shape.
Yep.
4 lanes of racing. We've seen them exercise 3 lanes in places we never thought they'd go 3 wide. They have done it so far tonight. And it is going to be one lightning fast Big Block Modified feature.
9, 10, 11 is 12. That's pretty powerful.
Dippled Shep, yeah. Yeah, they're going around with the trying to knock down that curb out there, huh, Tim?
Yeah, a little bit. We've seen that be a trouble spot for a couple of drivers tonight.
Yep.
And it meant some bent radius rods, that's for sure. Some untypical circumstance for these guys, but they worked that up. They worked that berm pretty quickly in the heats already.
Yes.
But it still gave them 3 lanes of racing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like that much, but they figure out how to fit them there.
If by chance you're just joining us, this is the Orange County Fair Speedway here in Middletown, New York, the legendary House of Power, where it's feature event time tonight. Big Block Modifieds will be the first Big Block feature on the Speedway tonight. You're going to see some fireworks from down there in the backstretch. They started tonight's Big Block Modified feature. So the Big Blocks will be first for their 30-lap feature. Then the Sportsman will be the nightcap tonight in their feature event. So 2 more features to tonight's racing program here at the Orange County Speedway. Next Saturday night, Big Block Modifieds back in the house along with Sportsman and Street Stocks. Then the next Thursday night, July the 2nd. Good night of racing here. And a midweek show, July the 2nd, will be USAC Sprint Cars brought to us by Rapid Tire. And twin 50s for the Big Block Modifieds. We've been telling you about that all night long. Twin 50-lap features on Thursday night, July the 2nd for Big Blocks. $5,000 a piece to win each one. If you win them both, Orange Motorsports and Entertainment will put an extra $5,000 bonus in your hip pocket.
That's sweet. That's sweet. And there's a couple guys here that can absolutely
yeah.
do it.
Plus, a midweek show like that, we should get some visitors from some of the upstate drivers as well. Looking for a big paycheck tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big block modifieds. You should be in your staging area this time. Sportsman, get ready. Line up in the staging area for your feature. Getting a look at what the home straightaway looks like tonight here at the Orange County Speedway, and turned into a really great playground for both Sportsman and big block modified campaigners after a downpour at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Led to a pretty lengthy rain delay as we got the track run back in. As we said, under the old track surface, we'd be all at home watching I Love Lucy right about now. But boy, I'll tell you what, the new track surface, it means just the opposite. It means a great racing surface is in store, and boy, awesome racing.
Yeah.
Sportsman and Modifieds, they have been living up to their name all night long.
Yeah, it's almost come to a point now where you're hoping that something like this happens, because there's no other way to produce it, because you can't get that much water down, in that short amount of time. And don't get me wrong, like the inside of the track, the old pit area, it still is a little bit, swampy, but that's all right, because on track is darn near perfect.
You probably wish you were out there tonight, don't you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't say no.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say no, because I definitely do. But I take this as a close second here, Tim. I'll be honest with you. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Big block modifieds rolling out onto the playground right now. We've already given you the starting lineup for tonight's big dance for the big blocks. The United Rentals DIRTcar sanctioned big blocks this year. Here we come. Yellow lights are on the speedway. Yellow flag being thrown. When we see the white flag, we know it's time to go to work. Hey, stand by, because if you're tucked inside those automobiles there in the backstretch driving, here's something that only you can do, and we'll tell you when it's time to do it. But get your hands on those headlight switches right about now.
As a driver, there's no other.
Oh, it's cool.
It's the ultimate salute. It's so cool.
Yeah. And it can only be done here at the Orange County Speedway. It's your starting lineup right now being shown on the screen. 30 laps.
Easy, guys. Easy, guys. Don't jump the gun here.
No, that's okay. Let them practice. Let them practice, I mean, we used to practice at home in our driveway at night. So make sure we can do it right here at the Speedway come Saturday night. So we'll wait till our lead orchestrator, Jerry Enright, gives the white flag, and then it's going to be the backstretch's chance to light up the midnight air with horns and headlights, H&H. That's the only they can do. Here's John Brown. He'll be our pole sitter for tonight's big dance for the big blocks out of Danbury, Connecticut, in the Land Home Maintenance number 76 car. Brown's got a couple of seasons under his belt here at the Orange County Speedway. Puts together a really good race car.
Beautiful race car, absolutely. I don't know who does his lettering, but a couple of years in a row now, the thing has looked absolutely gorgeous.
So again, by looking at our time frame right now, of course, it is 11:49 on our clock. Mickey's big hand is on the 11. His little hand is on Mickey. Okay, to 4. And, of course, with our curfew here at the Orange County Speedway, we can start an event prior to midnight, but we cannot start any new event after midnight. So we can run this event in its entirety, this feature, but we will not be able to run the Sportsman feature because we are just going to run out of time. And that means double Sportsman features next Saturday night here at the Orange County Speedway because the Sportsmen are back on the schedule next Saturday night. So our hands are tied. It's something that we have no control over at all. There has been a town curfew, and the ordinance has been enacted for a long time here in Middletown. And one thing we don't want to do is get on the wrong side of the powers to be. So we will obey the curfew. We will not be able to run the Sportsman feature here tonight, but we will run this big block feature so long as we can drop the green flag before the stroke of 12.
Yeah.
And we will do that. That's why we put the big block feature tonight. Certainly wouldn't want to cheat anybody out of a big block feature by running the Sportsman feature. We know that's where a lot of race fans want to see these big blocks. Of course, that's our Big Daddy division here at the Orange County Speedway. So.
Oh, man, I'm so excited.
All right, white flag.
Man.
Hey, backstretch drive-in, stand by. It's going to be your cue when these cars come out of turn number 2. Flash the lights, honk the horns. Even if you're turned around to the back of a pick-em-up truck, still flash the lights. We'll see it glancing off the front car of your neighbor down the back straightaway. So right about now, you want to start flashing those lights down the back straightaway, as only you can do here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. What a beautiful sight.
What a sight.
Boy, I'll tell you, that gives you goosebumps on parts of your body you never thought you can get goosebumps on. I'll tell you.
I think there were 185, give or take a couple.
John Snyder just counted 185 and a half cars gave the headlight flash down the back. Somebody got a headlight burned out. That still counts. Here we come on a turn number 4. Big block modifieds. Dropping the green flag. It's going to be John Brown to show the way in turn number 1 and 2. Pulling it off the turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Kirk Horton is right there in the number 2 slot. They tussle for spot number 3. It's going to be the 16 car Dylan Stoyer on the top side as Stoyer grabs spot number 3. 1, 2, and 3. They travel in turn number 3 right now. John Brown shows the way, heading down to turn number 4 and off the straightaway. It's going to be Brown to show the way, the land. Home maintenance number 76 car. Battle for spot number 4 right now. Sammy Mark Sr.'s on the outside aboard the number 3 car. Slot number 4, battle is on. Well, it's going to be Stoyer. Stoyer wants the number 2 spot. He wants the bridesmaid spot of the Speedway. Down the back straightaway, Stoyer side by side with Captain Kirk Horton for the number 2 spot. Stoyer takes over spot.
4 wide.
4 wide racing action. Boy, how to capture that one. That's what postcards are made out of. In a wild battle deep in the heart of this pack with the 3 of Tyler Dipple. Meanwhile, out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway, Horton runs the number 3 spot. That's Kirk Horton, the first of 2 Hortons in this feature. Captain Kirk running in slot number 3. There's your leader, John Brown, aboard the number 76 car. Dylan Stoyer is second. Stoyer second across the punch this time. Kirk Horton runs in the number 3 spot. Sammy Marks is 4th. Craig Mitchell 5th. Jimmy Horton is 6th. Borrego 7th. Storms is 8th. Mike McLaughlin is 9th. Matt Shepard is 10th. Lehner is 11th right now. Tommy Meyer is 12th. Tyler Dipple 13th. Vanna Winchen is 14th. Spellman 15th. Brendan Finley is 16th. Matt Hitchcock is 17th. And Tyler Jazombowski is spot number 18. Lap number 3 now complete. Lap number 4 goes down. It is all in the hands of John Brown. And here comes Dylan Stoyer. Stoyer's on the inside. Stoyer out of turn number 2. Dylan Stoyer in the number 1 position. Oh, baby, Dylan Stoyer out of Bohemia, New York. Takes the Northeast Office Supply number 16 car in the number 1 spot. And he is way up the banking right now. He's on the bobsled trail on a turn number 4. Holding on to a great race lead. Quickly.
Borrego in 4th already.
Anthony Borrego started back there in slot number 11. And Borrego is up in the number 4 spot down the back straightaway. Taking over slot number 2 is now the number 93 car of Craig Mitchell. Mitchell in spot number 2. Here comes Borrego as Brown bobbled up onto the outside. Borrego takes over spot number 3 right now. Caution on the Speedway. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Lap 5. Yellow lights go on the Speedway. We'll tell you why very soon. Trouble going into turn number 3, I do believe. 1 car out of our vantage point, whoever it is.
Oh. Is that the 9? I believe that was the 9, the black number 9.
It was the 24 car of Chris Schultz.
Chris Schultz, he's stuck in the mud.
Schultz is in trouble. He's on the pit road right now. The Liberty Rock Crushing 24 car. That's the reason for the caution after 5 laps here tonight. Dylan Stoyer, who started back in spot number 4 after 5 laps, is your new race leader. Second spot is John Brown. Third right now is Craig Mitchell. Anthony Borrego, want to bet your dog license on somebody? Make Fido vibrate. He started in spot number 11. He's already up to the number 4 spot. Jimmy Horton running in spot number 5 right now. That's where he started this event. Michael Storms is running back there in spot number 6. Now, Storms started back in spot number 16. So Michael Storms, right now being credited on Race Monitor with spot number 6. He started in the 16th position. Another gamble car you might want to take a run on tonight. 7th is then Sammy March, senior. 8th is Max McLaughlin. Now, Max started back in spot number 12 aboard the Halmar number 20 car, and he's already up to the number 8 spot. Matt Shepard is in spot number 9. Shepard started in spot number 10. He's only advanced 1 spot so far, but we've had a handful of drivers make some wholesale moves up to the race pack right now, that being mainly Perego, Storms, and McLaughlin. 3 drivers with covering up a lot of distance so far since the drop of the green flag just 5 laps ago. Only 1/6 of the way home to a checkered flag. We've got 25 green flag laps ahead of us here tonight for the United Rental DIRTcar Big Block Modifieds. So as we made the mention earlier, due to the town ordinance and the curfew that we must obey here at the Orange County Speedway, we will not have time to get the Sportsman feature in the books tonight. We've done everything we could, and boy, when most other tracks would have certainly thrown in the towel at the beginning of the night, we were bound and determined to give everybody a race here tonight at the Orange County Speedway. Orange Motorsports and Entertainment, the track staff and officials did a great job. Had the track run in time and had the cars come out here and help us out, put the finishing touches on it. And we've given you, about 95% of the program tonight, but we will not be able to give you the Sportsman feature. But it means, of course, a double Sportsman feature next Saturday night. So certainly want to join us back here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, either by virtue of the backstretch drive-in or by our live pay-per-view telecast. Great night for stock car racing action. Caution lights have been turned out. Set to go back to business on the Speedway. And it is time to go racing as we see Dylan Stoyer, once the outside lane slides to the right side of the front pew right now for the drop of the sermon. Mitchell's been good driver tonight out of both lanes.
Absolutely.
This might be an advantage for Mitchell. He's not saying no. We'll see who answers the call this time. Remember, Stoyer's got to set the pace as he does so right now, coming out of turn number 4. Green lights back in the air, and it might be Mitchell quickly down the home straightaway. So Craig Mitchell,
you called it, Tim,
says thank you, Jesus, and thank you, Dylan Stoyer, too, as he takes over the number 2 spot. And Perego, here comes Kid Giddy-Up down the back straightaway. Perego from spot number 11, and Hayes on the inside. 3 cars can throw a blanket over him for a battle in the number 1 position. Here's Mitchell to the outside. Perego's on the inside. Perego, the periscope is up on the Superior Remodeling car as they haul it off to turn number 2. Stoyer 3rd. Jimmy Horton is 4th. John Brown's in trouble. Oh, this is looking up. Oh, that's going to hurt.
No.
We saw that. That definitely was not a good battle. It's not over yet. That is ugly. That took Matt Shepard out of this feature event. No, that was Sammy March Sr.
No, that's Sammy March
Sammy March Sr.
Sammy March Sr., John Brown, and is that...
And that's Michael Storms
Mike
also. Storms fires up. Storms is driving away.
Sammy March, he hit him a ton. Oh.
So 3 cars involved after lap number 6. We saw John Brown lose a handle going into turn number 2. He was sideways. He was a top runner. And, of course, we see on the replay right there, he lost a handle on things, and he's a front runner. The whole train is bearing down on him. Boy, Storms hit him a whole bunch there.
Yeah, he hit him square
and
on
right
the side
there. Was March Sr. with no place to go as well. So cleanup continues down there in turn number 2 right now. It looks like John Brown and Sammy March Sr. may not be able to continue, but Michael Storms is right there, and he tried to squeak by. Not quite enough room there to get the full field by. We may even see a red here yet. A replay again. Right there is where John Brown is on the extreme outside. He starts to lose it. And you know there's a point of no return, and it's right there. And, boy, poor Michael Storms was just no place to go.
He locked him up.
He put a T-bone effect on him, and then March slid into that as well. And March tried to break the maneuver by sliding sideways and, of course, break the momentum and not do a T-bone hit.
Yeah.
Storms had no choice at all. I mean, he was just right there, a sitting duck.
Yeah, the hard part is that as soon as Brown gets in that overcorrect position,
it's nowhere to go.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Red lights will be put on, and this is a practice that we are adopting for the 2020 racing season in a situation like this right now where cleanup is happening down there. It's kind of an unsafe position to try and let these cars squeak by when the cleanup crews are out there. Some guys are on their feet right now trying to help out and get these cars all cleaned up. So to save time, save equipment, produce safety, we will throw the red flag, get these cars to a stop, and also at home, we're going to go to a brief commercial break, let you know who's helping make the wheels go round here tonight at the Orange County Speedway. Rock Fantasy Record Store, Smoke Shop, and Pinball Showroom is back open for shopping at an all-new location for 2020. They're located at 12 East Main Street in downtown Middletown, New York. Phone them at 845-343-7300. Featuring a much larger shop to serve everyone. Also, of course, specializing in a full-service record shop with new and used LPs and CDs, smoke shop items and CBD products, and over 30 pinball machines. They also buy record collections. They offer door-to-door shipping of any of their items in any genre of music, downloads, records, CDs, shirts, toys, and even masks. Check out the new website at www.rockfantasy.com. Rapid Tire Service provides quality tires and tire services in Montgomery, New York. Call us at 845-564-9644 or visit us today. Rapid Tire Service, Montgomery, New York.
Rob Sherlock Roofing, serving the Hudson Valley for over 30 years. Give Rob Sherlock Roofing a call for all your roofing and home construction needs. 845-316-2158.
True by Hilton. Each hotel room at True by Hilton in Middletown offers free Wi-Fi, hardwood-like floors, spacious bathrooms, 55-inch TVs, and comfortable beds. NJ&C Associates, located in Carmel, New York, servicing both commercial and residential clients in the tri-state area. They deliver both field office trailers and portable toilets. That's NJ&C Associates, located in Carmel, New York. Marty Memelar and Sons Welding. Oh yeah, nobody better. World's greatest welder. For all your welding and custom fabrication needs, call Marty Memelar and Sons Welding at 845-800-WELD. That's 845-800-WELD. Marty Memelar and Sons Welding. Back live tonight at the Orange County Speedway. Here's the reason for the red flag right now, a replay of what happened going into turn number 2 when John Brown of the 76 car lost the handle and went sideways in front of a very fast-moving freight train. Ooh, we could feel that when Michael Storms was left with no place to go and did somewhat of a T-bone effect down there. And Sammy Martz was the third victim of circumstance, as my good friend Bugs Bunny would say. Bring the cars to a halt right now to allow the cleanup crews to do their job safely and keep these guys lined up in the best position we can and save fuel as well. This is the Big Block Modified. This is what has turned out to be the feature event nightcap here tonight at the Orange County Speedway by virtue of our curfew, which we will obey. We cannot start any new event after the midnight hour. We can complete the event we're currently running as long as we started it before midnight, and we gave the green flag for this Big Block feature somewhere around 11:49 and 32 seconds, so we were well in the curfew range, not to have to worry about the Big Block feature. But earlier tonight, they made the announcement here at the Speedway that the Big Blocks would be running first tonight. And thankfully, they eliminated the Big Block constellations and put everybody in the feature event. That's what allowed us to put the Big Blocks on the track tonight and not have to curfew and miss out on both feature events. So great move by Orange Motorsports and Entertainment.
It was a great move.
And our director of motorsports, Brett Hearn, put his head together with Mark Krosky, our race director up here in the booth, and said, we got to do something to at least get a Big Block feature on the track before midnight. The only way we can do that is A, skip the consolations, B, put everybody in the feature event. And that worked out to be our saving grace here tonight at the Orange County Speedway, and that's why we've got the Big Block Modified feature to bring to you in its entirety here tonight at the legendary House of Power. This is the Orange County Fair Speedway in Middletown, New York, third night of the 2020 racing season in our 101st year of competition.
Hey, Tim, look who's second.
Well, I'll tell you what, a guy who picked up 2 checkered flags last Saturday night, defending track champion, had himself, of course, an impressive track championship last year. Anthony Perego in the number 44 car, who started back there in the 11th position, is now up there knocking on Destiny's door in spot number 2. The leader is Craig Mitchell. And the inside lane is what gave Mitchell the advantage to grab the distance and grab the lead last time by when he started side by side with Dylan Stoyer. So Mitchell must know something about that inside lane that is working to his advantage and is not going to swap to the outside.
Yeah, I would not want to be in Hollywood's shoes right now, because do you give Perego the guy that can beat down the outside lane, or do you go back to your bread and butter and the lane that got you the lead here? I don't know what the right move is.
Well, if you roll the dice inside the race car and they fall on the floor, you're screwed anyway. You can't pick them back up.
That's true.
It looks like Mitchell's at home in the office in the 93 car and feeling good on the inside lane, so he'll keep that left side inside lane start in the front row. But Perego, who was so very strong on the outside, may have been a good block maneuver to take that outside lane away from Perego, but not so quick. Here we come out of turn number 4 this time. Now remember, Mitchell must set the pace. He does so. Out of turn 4, green flag flies. We're back to business in tonight's racing action. Jimmy Horton up into the number 4 spot. Working out of turn number 2. Horton takes over slot number 3 down the back straightaway. Jimmy Horton now in 3rd. Stoyer 4th. Max McLaughlin 5th. And trouble down the back straightaway. This is not good. Midway down the backstretch, we've got problems.
That's Higbee.
It is Higbee in trouble. It may have ruptured an oil line on that car. A lot of damage on the Higbee car. Eric Holmgren's car is upside down also on the inside lane. Also involved is Tyler Jazembowski and Chris Whitehead. But Holmgren fared out the worst of that. Josh Delier also involved.
Jazembowski went barrel rolling down the backstretch there, and then Higbee came in late.
So multi-car accident right now, midway down the back straightaway. Puts this race back in red flag condition, 6 laps old.
And Tim, remember we were talking about those fire suppression systems earlier today?
Exactly.
There it is in action.
A lot of damage done to Jerry Higbee's number 97 cars. Higbee is out of the car right now. Taking a nasty ride out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Higbee has abandoned ship. So has Eric Holmgren.
That's too bad. The 3's just there just trying to get some laps in, maybe work on something that they're trying in the shop, and next thing you know, the guy's on his lid with a wrecked race car, and now he's got to fix it for next week when he was just trying to get some practice.
A lot of damage done to a handful of race cars down the back straightaway. Higbee's car is probably even tore up worse than Holmgren's car. You see damage done to the front of Holmgren's car for sure. And to the left rear corner. A lot of damage done to the left rear corner. Well, if you ever wonder what a car looks like on the bottom side of the race car, there's a good way to take a look at it. The big belly pan, of course, from the radiator back to the rear section of the car to the rear end.
Yep.
That's the car's rear end, not the driver. But big belly pan, they call it. That prevents anything from flying up into the radiator, the engine compartment, or the driver's compartment.
The cockpit, yep. Yeah, that little circular thing there. That's what we effectively call the floor, and then those 2 parallel plates in the back there. Those are the torque plates.
Torque arms, yeah.
Yeah, that.
They take a lot of abuse.
They do, yeah, but they're supported fairly nicely.
Now, today's car, are they all running 2 torque arms? Or
correct.
Years ago, there were some cars that only ran 1.
I don't know anything about those.
Yeah, my 99 Olsen only had one torque arm. That was it, just one. Yeah.
Yeah. So those torque arms are connected to the slider on the floor.
Right.
And that's what now with left side panhard bars and short rods, short radius rods, that's what effectively helps you turn in the middle of the corner.
And that's what they refer to when they use the term rubber floor.
Yep.
That's the sliders that those 2 torque arms are connected to, because they actually do slide back and forth, and you can adjust them.
Yeah, and it's a rubber puck that sits that the torque arms basically drive through. So it's not metal on metal.
That's about a quarter-inch thick piece of aluminum. There's two of them. The torque arms are probably about 18 to 24 inches long.
Yeah, they're
quarter-inch thick aluminum. They're strong. They take a lot of abuse.
Yes.
If you've just joined us midway through the broadcast here tonight at the Orange County Speedway, color commentating tonight is the driver of the small block modified car here at the Orange County Speedway, Patrick Reiser, runs the Hudson Valley Diesel number 33 car. He had a night off tonight, of course, with the small block modifieds not being on the schedule. The H.O. Penn small blocks were not on the schedule tonight, so we invited Patrick to come on up to the booth on our side of the fence, and he's been offering us some very, very, very valuable color commentary. I had a chance to get into some really technical stuff tonight with Patrick, and he knows his stuff. There's no two ways about it. So able to deliver a different perspective to a lot of race fans that might not know exactly what helps make these wheels go right out of the race car. And they've gotten, they've really gotten more and more complicated as the years gone by. It's not like the old cars from back in the 70s where they were still kind of primitive. Today's stuff is
you
not.
could roll over to the junkyard and pick up whatever you needed. So I'm sorry, Tim. Who is the three?
That's the 6 car of Josh Dellier. The guy on his roof was the 3 of Eric Homegrown.
Yeah, Eric Homegrown. I applaud that guy because no one in the world is going to take care of your race car the way that the way that you would want to, especially when it's destroyed like this. And he's out there making. He didn't walk away.
Right.
He's there with the car, and that was lesson number one that Pops taught me. He said, you never walk away from a wrecked race car because, the track crews are great here, but no one's gonna take care of it like you do because you work on it during a week. So I applaud him. I feel terrible for all these guys that just wrecked the race car, especially a guy like Eric who's just trying to get some laps in and maybe pick up some tire money, maybe try some things, probably all the above, honestly. But
it's his first year back in competition after taking quite a long time off here at the Orange County Speedway. He used to run a Sportsman car here last, and he's made the move right to big blocks now. So he's back after a long absence, and of course tough to come back like that and then hop right to a big block modified. And yeah, you're right. I mean, of course, he's pretty
I thought
much
he was running small blocks. Was he not running?
Tonight he's into big blocks.
Yeah.
But his last venture here at the Speedway was in a Sportsman many years ago.
Yes.
In the Viking land clearing car back in the day. So that's where he pretty much cut his teeth in racing here at the Speedway, the Sportsman car. But
yeah, and like I said, you could tell that he works on his own stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He funds his own stuff because he's right there making sure that his baby's getting taken care of as best it can. I also do have a new appreciation for scoring and timing. Now that I kind of see how everything.
Yeah, that's the high stress section of the operation up here over there. Timing and scoring.
Yep. It's too bad that the lap isn't open because they deserve a few.
We use electronic timing and scoring, but there's still so much work to do on their behalf over there. That's where they operate the scoreboard from. Of course, the transponders get worked through up there. Race monitor and my laps, of course, come through all that over there. And the race director, of course, doing his job like clockwork. And, it's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I'm just out here trying to trying to butter everybody up. So when I'm down there, I'm not on the raw end of any deals.
Well,
no, I'm kidding.
We'll shout your names out of the wall as being one of our guardian angels up here. You're one of our good guys. So, okay, yeah.
No. In all seriousness, this is this is not your first rodeo. That's for sure. You could see that Brett and everybody else that's in management. They stop up here regularly. They're good at their job and they know how to do it. And it shows.
Neat. We mentioned, of course, many times this year so far that bringing Brett Hearn onto our side of the fence, of course, director of motorsports now at the Orange County Speedway, after going into what we will call a semi-retirement. He's not out of the picture yet. He's still going to run a handful of races this year. But when it comes to a Saturday night here at the Orange County Speedway, he's on our side of the fence. And, now you talked about some highlights of being an announcer.
Yeah.
having Brett Hearn as a boss is just the absolute darndest coolest thing in the world. I got to admit it, boy, I'll tell you what, that is cool. That is way, way, way cool.
Yeah.
That's tip of the fedora there, because that was a cool move on behalf of Orange Motorsports and Entertainment. And, he works hand in hand with Chris Larson and with Michael Gerda. Of course, Mike Gerda's still here, part of the operation every Saturday night. And just a well-oiled crew.
Yeah.
So again, in the pit area, Sportsman drivers, you are on the schedule next Saturday night. You will run your complete show. You'll start off, though, with the held over feature. So 2 Sportsman features next Saturday night. The curfew will not allow us to put the Sportsman feature on the track tonight. 2 Sportsman features next Saturday night. The held over feature, and then, of course, your regular part of the racing program. So Sportsman doing double duty next Saturday night here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Well, again, if you're just joining us, 6 laps into this 30-lap feature event tonight for the United Rentals DIRTcar Big Blocks, we had a massive pileup on the home straightaway, resulting in a heavily damaged Jerry Higbee race car, and one car flipping over was the number 3 of Eric Homegrown, and also involved was Josh Delier. So they've righted Homegrown's car. Get a shot back there. We can see the extent of the damage done to Homegrown's car. We know that Higbee's car was heavily damaged. It looked like he may have sheared off an oil line. Of course, one thing to explain to the race fans who might not know the workings of a big block modified is, even compared to a small block, these guys run dry sump systems for a big block modified.
Yeah.
So there's no oil in the oil pan section, very little oil down there. It's being pumped through the car, and that dry sump oil tank is usually located somewhere towards the rear of the car, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, almost. If you could reach through the firewall, if you take the driver's left hand, and they could probably touch it through the firewall. It's usually above the rear end, in that rear end compartment.
Now that's done for, I guess, probably 2 reasons. First off, it does add a cooling effect to the oil, but more than that, it adds a stabilizing effect for the oil, because a big block modified going through the turns, a lot of times that oil wants to shift to the right side of the motor. If you have a big block motor and now all of a sudden the oil in the oil pan was shifted to the extreme right side, that means your left side is starving for oil and it's got nothing. That's going to mean pieces.
Well, yeah, that's a part of it, but it's just more efficient to hold in an external can, basically. Like you said, it cools it, and it allows you to put weight in a spot where you want it, which would be the left rear.
Now, one thing I don't know is what's the oil capacity in that dry sump system?
Well, it's hard because I'm sure everybody uses a different length line.
Okay.
But I'm going to say anywhere from, and they're running an oil cooler as well, so that's going to take up another quart and a half with the lines. I'd say anywhere from 10 to 12 quarts in the whole system.
Wow, okay, so about 5 quarts more than a regular car engine would take. There you can see the extent of the damage done to the Viking number 3 car of Eric Homegrown, and a lot of metal damage. Boy, you can see the front end's being tore up pretty bad on that car, as well as the pony tire is about the only thing left on the front end of it. The right side tire was sheared right off. So a lot of damage was done to the number 3 car of Eric Homegrown, and it's being taken back to the infield right now. Actually taking you out of back to the pit area. The field has been brought to a red flag halt. Allow the safety crews to do their job quickly and avoid any more confusion as to the restarting lineup order. Now, of course, Patrick, as well, those dry sump oil systems, they're using a braided line, a steel braided line.
Yes.
But still, it can get sheared off. It can still get cut. And that's what happened back there. Is probably maybe the car was still turned on. Who knows? And it was pumping that oil, no doubt, onto the hot exhaust, and that's what caused that flare up.
Yeah, I mean, it could be any number of things, because you run fuel lines on the right-hand side.
Typically, right.
Typically, it's on the right-hand side. And I don't know where Higbee got hit, but if it hit right between the numbers, or even on the front side of the numbers, like in the front side of the door, it could spell big trouble for for anybody.
And it
you know
looked
what I
like it
mean?
must have been an oil fire because even if it was a fuel fire, you could quick shut it off by your quick shut off inside the car. But
Yeah.
it looked like the fire pretty much put itself out even before the track crews got to it. So.
Or that could have been the magic of the fire bottle.
True.
You know,
True. It could have kicked in. You're right.
Yeah, I've never seen one go off before, but you can see the big. It's either that or that's kitty litter because there's definitely something down on the racetrack over there. But either way, it's not something you ever want to be a part of. But unfortunately, it's a part of the sport.
It's definitely some sort of fire suppression powder on the backstretch. I don't think it's not kitty litter. I don't see no cats running to the scene down there, so it's definitely not kitty litter. But it probably is some sort of fire suppression material, either from the bottle itself or from our track crew.
Or either or, yeah. Yeah, so last time on that restart, Tim, I don't want to say Hollywood went early, but it was definitely in the beginning part of that zone there between 3 and 4. We'll see if Hollywood does it again or Anthony can anticipate it.
When you look over your right shoulder, do you see the 44 alongside?
Oh, I got to get away.
Beads of sweat begin to go on your brow.
That's right.
Again, goosebumps show up on parts of your body you never thought you even had goosebumps on. And, you've got a split second to make it happen. Because if you don't, he'll take advantage of it.
Oh, yeah. He knows what to do.
Of course, if that would happen, the best bet for you is just kind of like really wall it up real quick and make it be an aborted start.
Yeah. There's definitely – this is part of the mental warfare of racing right here.
Of course, you don't want to wall up too bad because you got a fast-moving freight train right there in your heels.
Behind you, yeah. He went early again, yeah.
Here we go. Here we come.
Beginning of that zone.
It'll stick out of turn number 4 this time. Hollywood Craig Mitchell back to green flag racing action out of turn number 4 and down the straightaway. Perego back to the punch back there in slot number 2 right now. Top 2 drivers out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Perego tried to put a nose down to the inside, but then it was Craig Mitchell. Mitchell, quick to the punch right there, came right back down to close the door. Out of turn number 2. Wow! Perego made it a quick slip to the inside that time. They swapped lanes twice in the same turn. You gotta be kidding me. That is racing action. Two lane changes in a matter of one apex of a turn. They're back at it again. Out of turn number 2. Mitchell's right back on the outside. There's Perego surveilling the situation down the back straightaway, pulling it off like Jack the Bear down the back straightaway, and he'll make an outside move once again. Perego's way up on the rim shot, side by side, out of turn number 4, but Perego is back there, 2 car lengths now, slipping back behind Mitchell. Mitchell holds on to it. 3 cars go to work for spot number 3. Stoyer has it. Jimmy Horton wants it. Max McLaughlin is right there in spot number 5. McLaughlin from 12th to 5th right now in the Halmar Hearn number 20 car. Big gap of space between 2nd and 3rd. There's your top 2 drivers coming out of turn number 4. On the high side, rides Mitchell. Down to the inside, rides Perego. Perego's going to try and block the shot, but he ran out of racing time. Perego right back again. He'll answer the inside call. Perego puts the Brian Smith-owned 44 car down in the marbles, down to turn number 2. They race him down the back straightaway. Big gap of space, and Jimmy Horton takes over spot number 3. Horton runs the Halmar 43 car in the number 3 spot. Big breather space between 2nd and 3rd. And there's Mitchell back into command.
Yep. Perego tried to top in 3 and 4, and it wasn't so beneficial for him. Let's see if he changes his line and coming in.
Yeah, he tried it once and it didn't work. Meanwhile, a battle is on back there in spot number 4 right now. Stoyer has it. Max McLaughlin wants it. 1 car dropping off the pace.
Meyer broke.
It's Tommy Meyer. Something breaking on the Sparta Trucking number 33 in the 3rd car. Tommy Meyer limping down the back straightaway. We'll see if he can get down behind the infield wall safely, or the yellow lights will come on. Down the back straightaway rides Mitchell, and Meyer is almost coming to a snail's crawl. Caution lights come on right now.
Wow, that
for Tommy Meyer.
I think that saved Mitchell, because Perego had a head of steam going into 3, and it looked like it was going to be close. And as a leader, that's something that you gotta keep in the back of your mind, that he's got the dive bomb move that would work.
Yeah, I'll tell you, no matter what lane Perego is working on, it's working very well.
Yeah.
But Mitchell's car, Mitchell hopped up to the inside lane so many times, but boy, a couple times now on 3 and 4, Mitchell's car really has come to play on the outside really well.
Yeah,
really well.
And you know what I was just thinking too is that it's hard to protect all of the lanes because no matter what way you slice it, the 44 is going to be good no matter where he goes.
Can only make your car so wide, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yellow light condition here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway for the United Rentals DIRTcar sanctioned big block modifieds. 11 laps into their 30-lap big dance. 19 laps remain on tap right now. Craig Mitchell, who has done a great job starting back there in spot number 7, the initial drop of the green flag, remains in the number 1 spot. Anthony Perego second from 11th, top row, very, very capable. Third spot right now is Jimmy Horton, and Horton started back there in spot number 5. Dylan Stoyer started 4th. He is now remaining in the number 4 spot. Max McLaughlin in 5th, and he started back there in spot number 12. Billy Van Immongens, who started back in spot number 18, is running up there in spot number 6. Matt Shepard, who started back in spot number 10, currently works back in spot number 7. Jack Lehner started 8th, and he's still in the number 8 spot.
He just went to the hot pit area. Let's see if he can get out before they throw green here.
Of course, behind the third turn wall of the Speedway is what we call the hot pits. And due to us having to move the pit area way up onto the parking lot back here behind the full cover grandstand, for features only, we have a hot pit set up behind a third turn wall where they can bring down their jack and a tire or two. Not a whole lot of, you can't bring down the big pit cart or anything, but you bring some vital componentry with you and set up a hot pit right behind that third turn area. Should you need to make a quick pit stop, you could do so by going out of the pit area and just making a quick right-hand turn. Your crew will be waiting there for you with a jack and a tire and maybe a Gatorade or two back there in the hot pit. Hey, why not? You know?
Sometimes it's so hard not to laugh at some of the things you say, too. It's great. It's great.
You got to make it fun, if nothing else, you know.
The Vernon Pools and Spa.
Well, I'll tell you what, we hope we've sold them quite a few pools and spas over the year because it's been their family business. And
it has, yeah.
It really has.
Yeah, they work really hard there. I got to tell you, I really hope Billy V starts stepping out and putting on a show here. This is prime time.
From 18th to 6th, it's not too shabby.
Oh
that's
no!
For sure.
Oh no! And yeah, I think Lehner got a little bit of a gift there with I think with the time that he has in the hot pit there. I guess they had a couple.
We asked him earlier if Benson's Pet Center was a product sponsor, and he kind of looked at me weird. I said, well, hey, is it a product sponsor or is it a money sponsor? You know, like, ding dong, here's your schnauzer. You know, it's Benson's Pet Center, my sponsor, just dropped off a couple of schnauzers and a pit bull. And, hey, whatever works for you. I mean, you know, a purebred yellow lab is big bucks these days.
That's right.
My kid just bought one. Oh man, I'll tell you, 3 cats and a dog. It's like jungle habitat at our house right now, but oh well. They've all got their own spots in the house, and
that's right.
Never the 4 will mix, thank God. Fur would fly.
So as a driver, for me, this is the part that I don't like the most when you have time to think and you got time to try to start analyzing everything that's going down.
Of course, now's about the time we start hearing vibrations and various noises.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and,
Yeah.
You know.
Everything and anything that can go through your mind, it will. You know, and the mental strength that it takes to be calm, cool, and collected at this point is insane to me.
Now, how many times everybody has tear-offs on their helmet?
Correct.
How many times have you reached for that tear-off and tore off about 6 or 7 and just left the whole pack fly out the window?
That's the part that always makes me nervous because I've done that a few times, and then at that point you're just trying to take swipes with your glove.
Yeah.
But every caution, you see mostly everybody take gloves and try to
You got to remember where your last one was. Right, left, because you bend the tabs on these tear-offs. They have a thing where you reach your finger up there, grab the tear-off, and more than once you'll see maybe 5 or 6 tear-offs come flying out a window at one time. You know, he grabbed the wrong one and grabbed a handful, and there goes his vision for the last of the race. I lost a race one night at Grandview like that in a vintage car. I grabbed all 6 at one time, and then one guy went down to the inside. It was a rainy night like this. Went down to the inside of me and splashed.
Sprayed.
Oh man, it splashed mud inside the car, and there I was with the cuff of my suit trying to clean my helmet and stuff, and one-handed in turn number 2, and needless to say, I lost a race, but won't be the last one I lose. That's for sure. Here we come, back to action at the Orange County Fair Speedway tonight. Big block modifieds. Craig Mitchell. Mitchell out of turn number 4 this time, grabbing the number 1 spot. Here's Horton. Oh, baby. Jimmy Horton, the sensational one out of the Shannon Station, New Jersey, picks up the number 2 spot at the drop of the green flag.
And here comes McLaughlin.
Max McLaughlin, all baby. Mad Max is in the house tonight from Mooresville, North Carolina. And you talk about the best in the business. Horton's on the outside. Parego's right there. Max McLaughlin and all that second, third, and fourth as Mitchell shows the way across the stripe. And now here comes Matt Shepard. Matt Shepard, the 9 car, is up to the number 5 spot as they travel to turn number 2 and down the backstretch.
You can never count him out.
Mitchell, look at the great
there goes
gap.
Parego.
Mitchell got Parego, and Parego takes over spot number 2 right now. Kid Giddyap is in the number 2 spot. He put Horton back to slot number 3. Max McLaughlin, the Halmar Hearn number 20 car, running in spot number 4. And McLaughlin makes a move to the outside past Horton.
I think Horton's
Horton
broke.
Yeah, Horton's in trouble. Oh, the second week in a row, Jimmy Horton's in trouble. The car's shutting off. Stoyer trying to get around him. And Horton's down to the inside right now. I know he can't go too far to the inside. There's some soft stuff down there. But Jimmy Horton,
what a
after
heartbreaker.
second place run, a very fast hot rod he had tonight. From the penthouse to the outhouse. Tough break for Horton. Multi-time champion at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Multi-time winner back in the ARCA circuit a couple of years back, and a very talented driver.
And Parego has pulled away from McLaughlin and reeled in Mitchell.
Yep, Periscope's up on the Parego hot rod right now. He's up into the number 2 spot, coming up on the halfway point this time. 15 laps down, Parego's on the inside.
Side by side with him.
Mitchell coming down to block the shot this time. Mitchell up on the outside, the Goosetown Communications car, giving Parego the inside lane. Parego right there takes him as a drafting partner down the back straightaway. McLaughlin trying to close the gap. Parego wide outside. Parego high to the outside right now. Parego running on the wild side like a chicken with a kernel chasing after him. Holds on to the number 2 spot down the home straightaway. And Parego's now your new race leader. Wow, could he make it 3 trips to victory lane in 2 Saturday nights in a row? Twice last Saturday night, a big block and a small block. He was in victory lane. Here he is right now, our small block point champ last year here at the Orange County Speedway, picking the Brian Smith-owned big block for a wild ride tonight. Boy, and Parego right there in the number 1 spot right now, breathing a sigh of relief, put about a 5-car length gap into the number 2 spot. There is the 93 of Craig Mitchell in slot number 2. And one other car dropping off the pace down the back straightaway.
Chris Whitehead.
That's Whitehead. Yellow lights are on, could not make it down into the infield on his own power. Yellow lights on the speedway after 17 laps of competition. Now Whitehead was involved in that backstretch tussle. He had a little bit of he was sideways. The 4th car involved, the first car to drive away, but something may have reared its ugly head now aboard the big block modified number 244 car. Vernon, New Jersey's Chris Whitehead brings out the yellow flag with 17 laps down, and 13 laps remain on tap tonight for the balance of tonight's racing program. Again, by virtue of our curfew, the Sportsman feature will be run next Saturday night. 2 Sportsman features total for next Saturday night here at the Orange County Speedway. And I do believe, if I don't stand corrected, they will run that first Sportsman feature first.
Yeah, in the beginning
those
of the
guys
night.
are already qualified. You'd
Correct.
hate to have a circumstance where they go back out to requalify for the second
They
and
get wrecked
something
in
happens.
it, yeah.
They can't run that feature they're already qualified for. So they'll put that first Sportsman feature first, and then let them wipe the sleeves clean and qualify all over again for the second Sportsman feature next Saturday night here at the legendary House of Power, the Orange County Fair Speedway. We are live in Middletown, New York for the balance of tonight's racing program. 17 laps into the 30-lap big dance for the United Rental DIRTcar Modifieds.
Yeah, and this bunches up the field again, and then it'll give McLaughlin and Shepard another shot at trying to make something happen here.
Well, you know what, though? Let's roll the dice and watch where Max McLaughlin finishes this race tonight. I'll tell you what. From 12th to 3rd And he was reeling him in back there.
Yes,
that
he
big
was.
gap of space that there was.
Yes.
He was making shambles out of that. He was ready to knock on Destiny's door back there. So, guest driver tonight here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, Max McLaughlin, second-generation talent, driving the Halmar Hearn number 20 car. First time back here at the Orange County Speedway since last year, I think during the Centennial race. I'm not quite sure if he was here for the Eastern States or not, but Centennial race he qualified strong and then had a bad mishap in turn number 1. A very competent car they put together quite quickly. They had to do a motor transplant on that car and put together a different team to put everything back together and get that car out here to the Speedway tonight. So Hearn's name is still on the title to that car, that's for sure, and he's watching from above up here saying, don't bend her because you got a buyer if you bend her. So, doing a great job. It's Max McLaughlin back there in spot number 3. So Prego up there in the number 1 spot. Mitchell is second. Max McLaughlin third. Matt Shepard fourth. Billy Van Imogen is fifth. Dylan Stoyer is sixth. Jimmy Spellman is seventh. Tyler Dipple is eighth. Matt Hitchcock is ninth. Bob McGann in 10th. Donnie Wilson is 11th. Tyler Boniface 12th. Bob Henschel is 13th. Rich Urick is 14th. Danny Kronk is 15th. Mike Mahaney 16th. Now Chris Whitehead was running 17th. He'll be credited with that 17th spot as Jimmy Horton dropped out, and Jimmy Horton will be credited with spot number 18.
I think Chris Whitehead is still in the hot pit, and they're giving him his allotted time. I'm not sure, though.
Could be a good gesture on Mission Control's part, because they know, of course, the pit area kind of being a whole new scene for these guys. They're not there in the infield where they normally are accustomed to getting in and out real quickly, so it takes them a little bit more time to get there out of the Speedway and behind pit wall over there in turn number 3 where their hot pits are set up. And of course, it's not like having your own pit stall with your big pit cart and all your tools and all the lights and stuff like that. You don't have that back there, so the pit crews are at a disadvantage and certainly doing their best at an uncompromising circumstance. We had to move the pit area out of the infield. One of the things that allowed us to put racing back on the Speedway here this year during the COVID pandemic. Able to keep the teams separated and do their, they call it social, I'll call it unsocial distancing, keeping a big gap of space between all the pit crews back there in the pit area. Watching them roll down the home straightaway here. There's Perego, your leader. Mitchell second. McLaughlin third. Super Matt back there in spot number 4. Van Imogen out of Sparrowbush back there in spot number 5. Dylan Stoyer, who looks strong in the first half of this event, running back there in spot number 6 right now in his namesake number, the number 6 car. Caution lights turned out, set to go back to business on the Speedway. Perego going to set the pace going into turn number 4 this time. Kid giddy up, Anthony Perego. Tommy's boy will show the way at turn number 4. Perego back in the lead step. Mitchell second with Max McLaughlin all over him. Max McLaughlin back there in the number 3 spot. And here comes Matt Shepard. Super Matt down to the inside of Stoyer this time. Down the back straight away. Stoyer drops off the pace. He's on the outside. Can't get out of harm's way. Looks like he'll be able to get off the track though under his own power. Dylan Stoyer. Tough break for the number 6D car out of the event. He may not realize that he's clear to come on to the infield. That will bring out the yellow flag. Caution lights on the Speedway. Dylan Stoyer with the 6D car, whose car shut off going down the back straightaway. Now rests on the outside of turn number 3, bringing out the yellow flag once again in the United Rentals DIRTcar Big Block feature.
That's the scariest spot to lose power, because these guys are on it going down the back straightaway, and you're up against the wall, and if you veer down, you're going to get freight trained. So there's really nothing that you could do in that situation. And of course, it's not an extra distance feature, so the spotters cannot have radio contact with the driver. Yep. You never want to second guess yourself, because there could be a lap car back there lagging in the field, and all of a sudden you cross over and wow, you're right there in harm's way, and then it's lights out. So good move on behalf of Dylan Stoyer. He knew that he wasn't quite sure if he was clear or not to make that move to the infield. So he shut off the car. The car was shut off with no power. So there again, if you start veering to the infield, and you can't quite get out of harm's way if there is a car there. You have no power in the car. So you gotta wait until there's nothing. There's no more engine sounds around you, and and just get out of harm's way.
And of course, too, I mean, they all run power steering. When the car shuts off, that steering does kind of bind up a little bit too.
A little bit,
You don't have power steering left anymore.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah. Luckily for Dylan, he's a big, strong 18-year-old kid. I think he'll be just fine.
Think of what it was like, back into the 60s and even 70s before these guys used power steering. Remember that? I mean, the bigger the track, of course, the easier the car steers.
Yeah.
But boy, you get on some of those short tracks and stuff without power steering. Wow.
Tough.
They must have had biceps like watermelons by the end of the feature.
Yeah.
Not only was there power steering now, but it was a production car or a truck, like truck.
Steering boxes.
Yeah.
Were strictly stock. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go down to the junkyard and pick one out.
Yeah. And a lot of them did, like John said, a lot of them did use truck steering boxes because of the durability.
Yep.
But still didn't make them any easier to steer, that's for sure.
I used a ton-and-a-half GMC truck steering box with a lengthened Pittman arm.
Wow.
With a Ford front end.
Okay. Of course, back in our day, in the 70s, when we first started racing at the Dorney Park Speedway, the hot setup there was the Ford truck twin I-beams. You'd run twin I-beam suspension, almost like an independent suspension on the front of your race car, but you actually cut your I-beams and shorten them. So
up.
you still had like a cantilever type effect on the front end there, but yeah, we ran twin I-beam suspension at the Dorney Park Speedway in Allentown. Meanwhile, all eyes on turn number 4 here. They come on to turn number 4 this time. Parego will show the way aboard the Brian Smith-owned Superior Modeling 44 car. Wow, Matt Shepard made a move for the number 3 spot. Shepard in the number 3 spot right now. Max McLaughlin fourth. Here's Van Emmingen. Boy, he thought he had some space on the inside. Door got closed right there in his hoof down the back straightaway. Parego wasting no time at all. Parego takes off, and now Shepard makes a move to the high side on Mitchell. On a turn number 4, they travel this time. Craig Mitchell caught to the inside. Shepard to the outside. Shepard backed out of it, held on to the number 3 spot. McLaughlin fourth. Van Emmingen is 5th. 6th is Dipple. Spellman 7th. Hitchcock 8th. Wilson 9th. McGannon 10th. Henschel 11th. Boniface 12th. Urick is 13th. And Kronk is 14th. On a turn number 4 this time, it's all in the hands of Anthony Parego. We're coming up on 10 laps to go. The double high, how you doing lap when our starter gives them 2 high fives down there, meaning add them together, it's 10 laps to go. Parego skipping the math class, holds on to the number 1 spot, says I only care about the checkered flag, and you can tell me all the laps you want. It's only the black and white that I want to see right now. As Parego holds on to the number 1 spot. Parego shows the way out of turn number 4 this time. Mitchell's farther back in 2nd. Shepard is 3rd. And McLaughlin's car drops off the pace coming down the straightaway. Max McLaughlin in trouble. I'd be a betting man, but the way he wiggled that car back and forth on a turn 4, that might have been a fuel circumstance. Either out of fuel or a fuel pump took a dump on the car, but something went wrong right there coming out of turn number 4 and shut him off after running up there in the 3rd and 4th spots. Tough break for Max McLaughlin as he is now out of contention for the balance of this event. Parego now made that gap even bigger. Parego stretching things out as time rambles on as Matt Shepard closing in on the Mitchell spot number 2 right now. There's Mitchell in the 93 car, the Goosetown Communications car from Wappinger Falls, New York. Holds on to the number 2 spot. Shepard all over him. Out of Waterloo, the Hurlock Auto and Speed number 9 car. Running in spot number 3. 4th place is Van Emmingen all by himself. 5th is Tyler Dipple. 6th is Spellman. Hitchcock 7th. Began in 8th. Wilson 9th. Boniface is 10th. Best battle going on for the number 2 spot. Shepard, who has chosen the inside lane in all 3 weeks of competition here at the Orange County Speedway, feels more at home on the inside than he does the outside. Now, if Mitchell can remember that, he'll try and block the shot by Matt and make him work for this thing by using the outside. And that's right what Mitchell might be doing, because so many times now we see Mitchell keeping that car either center or to the left of the inside lane and that's blocking the momentum for Matt Shepard to make a move on the inside. And Matt's car obviously works better on the inside than it does the outside here at the Orange County Speedway. Time winding down, just a handful of laps left to tonight's race here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Anthony Perego might make it a three-peat. A big block win, a small block win last Saturday night, a small block championship back there in 2019. Oh, baby, baby. The Brian Smith Superior cars on a roll this year here at the Orange County Speedway. Shepard still third, Van Ewingen fourth, Dipple fifth, Spellman sixth, Hitchcock seventh, Buchanan eighth, Wilson ninth, Boniface is 10th, Henschel 11th. We are coming up on 2 laps to go, 2 to go, this time by. Leader Perego sees some lap traffic in store. Does not quite know where second place man is as he already moved by Urich and made him a lap down to the lineup. Perego going to now put Kronk a lap down. Dangerous move down the back straightaway with a move on the inside of a lap car. Not quite knowing which way that guy will move. Does he know you're back there? Will he try and move down to the inside to give you space? And then right there you are. White flag flies this time. Kid Giddy-Up, Anthony Perego in the Superior Remodeling 44 car. He'll try and put one more car a lap down out of turn number 2. Gives him the beep beep nudge out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Doesn't know where spot number 2 is. Ladies and gentlemen, for the third time in 2 weeks, here he comes out of turn number 4. Kid Giddy-Up, Anthony Perego.
Shepard's on the outside.
Second place battle right down to the wire. Transponder stand by. They swap him out of turn number 4. Right down by a whisker, by a radiator cap. Mitchell takes the number 2 spot. Shepard third. Van Ewingen fourth. Dipple fifth. Spellman will be 6th. Hitchcock 7th. Buchanan 8th. 9th will be Wilson. 10th is Boniface. 11th will be Henschel. 12th is Kronk. 13th is Urich. Max McLaughlin will be credited with 14th. Dylan Story will be credited with spot number 15. So it's a wrap here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway.
Anthony Perego turned the fastest lap of the race at 22.263.
So Anthony Perego turning the fast lap of the race. He gets the bonus tonight from Competition Carburation, a brand new bonus that we brought into play tonight thanks to the sponsorship from Competition Carburation. The extra bonus money going out to Anthony Perego turning the fastest lap of the race tonight. We're going to take a brief walk downstairs and see if we can get a couple of words for the third time in 2 weeks with Kid Giddy-Up, Anthony Perego.
Got a couple more weeks off. You gonna come and join us again?
Listen, I'll do whatever you guys want me to. I can't say thank you enough. Hey, nice job, everybody.
We'll get him to walk up here with us. Anthony Perego exiting the office of the Superior Remodeling number 44 car. He can breathe a sigh of relief right now and take all the time he wants. His work is done for the evening. He can punch out with a big paycheck in hand. Wow, I'll tell you what, that's some driving again. Second week in a row here at the Orange County Speedway. Third time in victory lane.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We really got Brian Smith's cars going here. I got to thank Matt Hearn, everyone at TO, Dave Reedy, Penske Shocks, all my crew. You know, they're doing a great job, and we're racing a lot, and they're working hard.
Hardest part about that feature seemed to be the last 3 laps when he got into lap traffic. He didn't quite know where the second place guy was.
Yeah, I didn't really know where he was, so I was making good moves off of 2 on the bottom there, and figured if I didn't leave the bottom in 3 and 4, I was going to be okay.
Mitchell catch you by surprise a couple times. He drove a great race tonight.
Yeah, he was pretty good there on that restart. I couldn't really fire off on the outside of 3 and 4, and he drove away. Horton actually got by me there the one time, but he had problems down the back straightaway, and we snuck by him, and then we were able to get by Hollywood.
Right, most of the distance you're wondering exactly where Matt Shepard was, because in that last restart you saw him up there in the top 4.
Yeah, the seas kind of parted there early, and I got there pretty quick, but I kept hearing on the radio he was coming up through there. So as long as we kept off the bottom of 4, it was going to be tough to get by us.
Job well done this Saturday night. Congratulations on a drive well done back to victory lane. 3rd checker flags in 2 weeks. Next Saturday night, it's a big one, big paycheck.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep things rolling here, and I got to thank everybody in the drive-in for sticking around and hanging out for a good race.
All right, Kid Giddy-Up, Anthony Perego here tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Wrapping up tonight's racing action. Well, a big thank you to the Backstretch Drive-In fans. Of course, you're leaving right now to the campus of the Orange County Fairgrounds. Thanks for coming out tonight and enjoying yourself here at the Orange County Speedway. A big thank you to all the folks who brought us into their house tonight here at the Orange County Speedway by picking up on our live pay-per-view telecast. A big thank you to our camera crew. They did a phenomenal job here tonight as well. Don't forget, right back here at the Orange County Fair Speedway next Saturday night. A legendary House of Power coming alive again with big block modified, Sportsman, and street stocks. And don't forget, of course, mark on your calendar now, Thursday night, July the 2nd, a twin 50 lap a night for the big blocks, and of course USAC East Coast Sprints as well. Until we see you next Saturday night here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, a big thank you again for coming out. Hope you enjoyed yourselves as much as we have. Until we see you next week, please drive safely along the way home. God bless. We love you. Good night.